All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome back. It's been a while. Well, it's actually only been a little while. To just stream the other day, but streaming here on YouTube and on Twitch. It's early morning here, so a little toned down, but we'll see how that goes. I don't know if we're going to be streaming mornings or nights, or if we're going to stream at all. If we're just going to try it out. But I wanted to do this flight. We're flying. There's a lot of stuff haven't even gotten going yet. Oh, yeah. But it's good to be back. Good to give it a shot, see what happens. We're doing some... What is going on here? Okay. That can go away, that can go away. That can also go away. A lot of stuff we don't need open. 5 million tabs. Alright, looks like we're going... Oop, I probably should update that. Forgive me. I thought I was ahead of things and then got behind on things. Hope you're having a good morning. I know it's early, so kind of going to the audience that I've been when I was flying. What is going on? Are we not live on the YouTubes? I think we are. There we are. We are live. All right. I just don't remember how to do anything on the YouTube side of things. Whoop. All right. Okay, we should be good now. Yes, I guess we have to restart Navigraph charts because it's got an update. Everything's got an update today. That's always how it goes with these things. Alright, so this morning, we're going to try to do 2 flights. We're going to try to fly from Bangkok to Chiang Mai, Thailand, and then we're going to do the return flight. So this is flight Nok 124, Nok Air 124, then we're going to do Nok Air flight 125. So we're here at Mueang International, the old airport, and I think it's still used mostly for domestic and more shorter flights. If I'm remembering right. I'm trying to remember where we flew when we flew to Thailand. Maybe we flew into Suthep. So I think this is just domestic because when we flew from Hangzhou, China to Bangkok, we flew into Suthep, Narbi, the bigger one, which is, I think, more for the international flights. And then this one, which is the old original airport for Bangkok, or the older airport, is domestic. And that's where you're going to see Nok Air and AirAsia a lot. And I think I want to say we took AirAsia then down to Hat Sai, which is not the flight we're doing today. We're doing Nok Air. We're going to be flying up to Chiang Mai, which I believe is the capital of Thailand. We're going to be the Boeing 738. Sorry for the sniffles. Hopefully my multi-chat works so I can see your chats on both YouTube and Twitch. Unfortunately, I haven't figured out how to get them to work on the scroll below, even though they might pop up. We'll see what happens. We're kind of still in testing phase, seeing how well my computer can handle things. I am looking at new computer parts and a new pre-built maybe even. I bought a few parts, but I might send them back, because sales and pricing, all that stuff. All right, let's get this plane started. If I can remember how to do it from cold dark, which I really can't. So battery, ground power. Oops. I so rarely start this plane from start, so and I don't have the paperwork out, so I'm not going to like do this super accurately. It's going to be kind of random. Alright. So one thing we want to do is I just want to double check a few things. Okay, we got that panel up there. That looks good. We'll throw on the dome light. There it is. Okay, it is on. Okay, hopefully these screens turn on, and that's just the initialization. Like I said, I haven't done a cold and dark startup in so long that I'm a little worried about things working. I'll just flip that to 0. One of these screens gonna pop up. You're scaring me. Alright, first thing first is I want to use... So, if you pull things in with the PMDG aircraft, I think it's probably... I don't know if it's the same with the Phoenix or whatever, but if you do the PMDG aircraft, if you pull in your sim brief data right in here in the EFP, or EFB, you can actually then just do all your loading right in here really nicely. So we are at Victor Tango Brava Delta, and that looks right. Copy that down. So now you can go to this route page, and I used to, for the longest time, I'd always have to download the SimBrief thing, put it in the work folder for the, and do all that. And you can also get like SimBrief downloader, and that would do it automatically. But what this does, if you just have the SimBrief route and it shows the route, you click on that. Now you can just set the payload automatically, set the fuel. So I'm going to set the payload. I like to always do that because that tells GSX how many passengers the show getting on, even though we're probably not going to be able to see the passengers based on our gate. But if we were inside the plane, we'd be able to see them. And if I had them completely turned on, which I don't right now, I have them just getting on the plane. And then fuel, if we wanted to, we could just set the fuel. I think we'll do it the old school way, or we'll do it so we can actually see the thing. Now, I haven't tried GSX with the PMG lately because I always have issues with it. So we'll just call over the fuel truck, and then we will check how much fuel we need using our SimBrief panel right here. Fuel today we need 6,180 kilograms. Alright, fuel truck is arriving. I'm going to select the route over here, and that's going to populate everything, our flight number. Only thing we won't have is the runway, which we will soon get with our with say intentions. Still, I'm doing a month of say intentions, trying it out. I kind of like it, but I don't know if I want to spend $14 a month or whatever. So we might just go back to Beyond ATC, but we might bounce back and forth. We'll see which I like better. I will say intentions AI, or the AI, does do a little bit better. It gives you some interesting readbacks and call outs and stuff like that. Alright, so we are set there. Let's get a GSX loading the plane. Request boarding. And then you saw there our fuel truck is here, so we can start fueling there. Things are happening. I'm going to go to the clearance channel. Oh, thank you for the follow, Rambo 97777 or 777 97777 97777. Thank you very much for the follow. I know I'm a little low energy right now, but it's because I don't know my volumes on the mic. I think my volumes on the mic might be a little too high. Let me know how it sounds with the mic. And then my son and my wife are still sleeping, and again, I don't know how much of my volume is getting through the floor. So this might not be a normal, usual time. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay.
I don't know. I don't remember. Sorry.
Let's set the parking brake so we don't roll away.
Give me just a minute.
All right. So we're in here. Okay, let's get our clearance. Weird. Hey, we are Nok 124. I have to remember that. Because sometimes I'll make my call and I'll completely forget what my call sign is.
I'm working on that clearance. Stand by.
Mueang clearance. Nok 124. Fly to Chiang Mai.
Here to Chiang Mai, off route to Charlie, departure, runway 21 left, initial climb for Sun. Departure 119er, decimal 1, Suthep 2374, Thai Air 105.
Nok Air 124, state destination route and altitude requested for clearance.
I want IFR.
Delivery. Bangkok Air 19.
We'll try that again.
Requesting IFR clearance. We have information.
I don't know why. I don't know why it was like, hey, you want a VFR? No, I don't want a VFR.
Give me just a minute.
Mueang ground, or Mueang clearance, Nok 124 with IFR clearance to Chiang Mai. The erratic sloth, I feel you, man. Have stick the mic. Streaming and sleeping kids is tricky. Yeah. Yeah, it is.
To our destination, please, as filed.
I'll have your clearance in just a second. Nok Air 124, clear to Chiang Mai.
Okay, I think we got it now.
Departure, then is filed. Departure runway 21 right. Initial climb to 4,000. Departure on 119.1 squawk 6443.
You hear that? Why is the voice so weird? Okay. Ovu 3 Alpha. I sound like a little kid.
Mueang ground, Bangkok Air 101, requesting clearance to Koh information Alpha.
Cleared to Chiang Mai via the Ovu 3 Alpha departure, then is filed. Departure runway 21 right. Initial climb to 4,000. Departure 119.1 squawk 6443. Nok 124.
Clear to Hong Kong via the rope.
See, I probably don't even need this mic this close. Let me know how the sound is. If I can have the mic more out of my face.
116, Hong Kong shuttle 446.
Nok Air 124, read back correct. Ground is on 121.9 safe flight, sir.
Alright, what do we have? Olvo. Alright, yeah, let me know. Let me know if I'm too far away from the mic, too close to the mic, if it's way too loud, too soft. Glad to have you in here. Hope you're enjoying yourself. I'm still trying to figure out, I'm probably going to move this camera over to my main screen right in front because it feels like I'm on this weird angle. And the lighting's still working on the lighting too. Resetting up my upstairs room because I was for the last year in the downstairs. We got our whole arrangement of our house is kind of a strange arrangement, but it's kind of nice being up here because then I feel a little bit more insulated sound wise. But at the same time, then I'm cut off from the rest of the family, and I feel like people are looking for me all the time. Thank Thank you, thank you. Like I said, I'm asking because I'm kind of still in, kind of trying to get OBS and everything reset up because it's been a while since. I haven't streamed full camera, mic, and all that stuff in so long. And the crazy thing is, I'll probably in a week or two have to do this all over again, but on a new PC. Hopefully. We'll see. We'll see how things go with that. Or if I completely bail out and say, nope, not worth it. Okay. Let's get going here because putzing along. Okay, I don't care about that. Alright, looking at my Navigraphs chart. And let's get you guys in on this too. Because that's always the fun. Almost opened the Pick and Save app instead of Portal. Okay, so this should show the charts. Let's see. Alright, so that's charts, Navigraphs charts. We are oh, this is not right. We need to get today's flight. Right, so we are doing runway 3, right? No, runway 21. 21 right. You can see we have a 9-knot tailwind. Why we're taking off from 21 right? Who knows? Always interesting. So, Say Intentions usually does a pretty good job. Sometimes you just get... That's kind of weird. But that's what we're going to deal with. Alright, runway 18 for Chiang Mai. And we'll do the RNAV if nothing else is available. Okay. So the reason I'm doing that is because I want to put in what we got for our arrival. So RNAV 18, and then we're going to do the Marn 2 Bravo. Transition Marnie. We'll just do the final. And we're set there. That's weird. Alright, 0 fuel weight. Actually, let me start recording for my virtual airline over there.
Clear to Singapore via the Kiko 1 Bravo departure. Finish flight. Departure runway 3 left. Initial climb 4000. Departure.
Alright, reserves. We have 2.5. Probably more 2.6, but close enough. Cost index of 30. We're going to be cruising at 340, flight level 340 today. Weather 227.
69 Alpha, we are in ATR 72600.
Negative 41. Transition altitude is indeed 11,000 feet. Double check that. Yes, no. Not going to be on that chart. Okay, I don't know where to find that. Yeah, this light's kind of harshing me. This light's kind of harshing my mellow. Okay, we got that. It's only a short flight, but that means we can get the return flight in too, and not be digging so back. Usually on SID charts. Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I was looking at the SID. Okay, I'll pop it up and let's see if you can help me find it. Yeah, that's usually where it is. That's why I looked at. Oh, there it is. I was so distracted by the airport elevation of 9 that I couldn't see this transition altitude right there. There's the 11,000. Okay. Just double checking. SimBrief or whatever pulls that is really good at that. It's usually 100% accurate. Usually. Alright. Now, I'm going to jump over here. Do our performance.
Hi, 421, good morning. We are at stand 25.
21 right.
IFR clearance
Is dry.
Asia 421 cleared to the Singapore airport as filed. We had a Kiga 3 Alpha departure. Runway 21 right.
Well, you can see both of them at the same time. Assumed temperature, selected temperature is going to be 53. It is 31 out. Wow. Right now it is, I don't even know what it would be in Celsius, because we use Freedom units here in the US. It's 5 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's well below zero, well below freezing here in the US. And actually, when I got up this morning, in the house, it was 15 degrees Celsius, 59 degrees Fahrenheit. I know that those two match because that is the standard temperature for flying. Obviously, and your standard temperature or your standard pressure is 2992, or on the reverse side, 1013. And we're just below standard on that. But 31 degrees Celsius, we're going to assume 53. And take off 2. I always like to go climb 2. I don't know where I got the whole climb 2 thing. Flaps 5 because we're in the 738. Center of gravity. Yep. 127, 127, 131. Yep, negative 15, yep. So, obviously here we're in Thailand, and Thailand in December is not much different than Thailand in August when we went there. And August is actually the off-season, so this is, I suppose right now is when people would be going to Phuket and to, we went to Koh Lipe, which is an island right off, it's in the Indian Ocean, on the, just north of the, it's right on the Malaysian border with Thailand, and yeah, it was probably 31 degrees Celsius at least in August, and maybe it was hotter than that. Maybe it was closer to 40. Maybe that's why it wasn't as nice. Even though on the island it was nice and just go in the water. Okay, so everything's out of the way, right? Okay.
I'll have your clearance in just
I am moving very slow. I don't know how they put that heading in there automatically. That's nice. Because
Delta request clearance to Singapore Changi.
I was like, why is my map not showing up? I think. Hopefully this just automatically. Yeah, okay. It's been plenty of time for it to get aligned. Is it monsoon right now? Well, when's the on season? Because I know August it was off season. That's why we were able to get, go to the island, and it was relatively inexpensive compared to the why did my payload go away? Alright, let's make sure. We want to make sure all of our weights are right here. Yeah, why is my zero fuel weight? Why did that happen? I thought I set the payload. Oh well, we'll just do it like this. Not much of a difference. 56.6. That's gonna change our speeds now. And take off 1. Assume temperature. Everything's different now. So yeah, make sure you got your there we go. 143. I mean, it was all right for what was on the plane, but I want to actually have weight on the plane. Monsoony times right now. Well, hopefully we don't hit a monsoon.
Your clearance in just a second.
Okay, we are set on that. I said I don't have my paperwork in front of me. I don't have my checklists. I could, I suppose, pull that out. Maybe we should have the APU started so we could have the air conditioning going. What do you think this is? Oh, that's why my dome light wasn't really on. I didn't have my battery switch on this whole time. Shame on me, I haven't done a cold dark startup in so long. I usually just do like I'm doing a turnaround all the time.
the Nobe 2 Bravo departure, then as filed, departure runway 3 left, initial climb 4,000 feet, departure 119.1 squawk 4644, Thai 314.
Clearance Thai Asia 357, request IFR clearance to Chiang Mai, flight level 360.
Ugh. Alright, knock out a few of these tests. We're not doing them at all accurately when we should be doing them. But it's always fun.
Glide slope. Pull up. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up. TCAS. Airspeed low. Airspeed low.
Everything. Alright, pre-flight checklist. Oxygen tested 100%. Navigation, transfer, and display switches normal and auto. Window heat on. Pressurization mode selector auto. Flight instruments, heading, and altimeters are set. Parking brake set. Engine start levers cut off. Alright, so we should be ready to go. Make sure these doors close. Every once in a while we'll get an overwing. The overwing doors, those lights will not go off. And I have the 737-800 QNH, and that's just completely normal. It'll, you know, if there's just like a, I don't know what it is. It's some pressure thing or whatever, and I'm not loving this lighting the way we got it. Oh yeah, did we not get the APU? Why is the APU not going here? Well, they won't pull the plug. They won't pull the plug. They're just gonna, like right now, they're just setting up the GSX just sets up the. I gotta pull the fuel truck too. We got a lot of stuff to do. Kind of putzing this morning. Don't want to release that. Release this. Okay. And the skies have changed since we got started as the sun comes up. We're slightly behind the scheduled takeoff time, but that's all right. You see the city down there to the south in the distance. Looking beautiful. Alright, now we got APU. And I believe when we turn the APU on, yeah, we want it open right now. And then we go to, then we put it to auto when we turn off the APU. Yeah. Okay. Plenty. I think we only need the, yeah. Anti-collision light on. Seatbelt signs on. Does it wait 2 minutes after I have the APU? Oh, I don't even have those on, yeah. I said I haven't done this in so long. Does it wait 2 minutes after we have the APU on? Ah, okay. That makes sense. Alright, so I think I always like it when the GSX, when the airport, it's got the facing north or facing south on, because it's so much easier than just left or right. And I'm like, well, I don't know which way I gotta go. Oh, is that going to pull me all the way out there? Okay, I don't actually know what facing north and facing south on B actually means. Because I don't know. It might not be the best. Oh, wait, that's not what Alright, parking stands. I want to get a more detailed picture. Why would I want to be facing north at all? On Bravo. Oh, that's Bravo. Okay. So I guess that pushback is gonna, it's gonna pull us all the way out. This is also why you start the APU way earlier. Alright, let's do a before start checklist. Flight deck door closed and locked. Fuel. We got 6.2. 4 fuel pumps on. Passenger signs on. Windows locked. Doors locked. Our MCP, we got our V2143. Heading 209. Altitude 4,000. Takeoff speeds 137, 138, 143. Set. CDU pre-flight completed. Rudder and aileron trim 0. Free and 0. Taxi and takeoff briefing completed. Anti-collision light on. Yeah, we're ready. Like I said, I'm out of practice actually doing everything the right way. But let's get going, because it's already 6:30. Let's move. What are we doing? Continue pushback. Let's go. Oh, actually, I need to ask for pushback. Ground. Where are you? Mueang ground. Nok 124. Ready for push and start. Yeah, I'm doing my best. Doing my best.
Nok Air 124, Mueang ground. Push and start approved. Face southeast.
Face southeast. Push and start approved. Face southeast. Nok 124. Almost called there. I've done that when I'm flying in real life. During my training, I've forgotten to name them, or I've forgotten to name myself, or I've named them when I'm supposed to be naming myself. You know. Oh, yep. I usually keep these off until I think that's Southwest procedures. My Southwest virtual airline procedures, we keep these off until we're got the engine started. But I don't think it causes.
All aircraft be advised. Information Lima is now current. QNH 1007.
Okay, now where are we going?
Bangkok ground.
This is what you call a taxi. Yeah, so we want to face. Why would we want to face southwest? We want to face north on B, because we're going to 21 right. Facing southeast. Okay, it's assuming. Say intentions is assuming we're just getting a pushback out of the gate, but I think the profile here is going to pull us out of the apron and everything, out of the alley, onto the taxiway. So we'll see what happens. Alright, you're clear to start. So left and right packs off.
Thai Asia 357, Don Mueang ground taxi to stand 9 or 5 via Bravo. Charlie, hold short of taxiway Alpha. Have a good day.
Thailand 710, I don't think point is Jetta.
Use a tow bar as a baseball bat. Not a good look. No, I don't think so.
KLM 710.
All aircraft information hotel is now current. QNH 1012.
Well, it's good to see that the wing walkers are in shorts, though, at least. Or she's at least in shorts. Because it's kind of filthy hot out there. Okay, so we are now facing the wrong direction. Hopefully, it's going to push us all the way out there onto runway, or onto the taxiway Bravo. Fingers crossed, because that's what it said it was going to do. Alright, we have engine 1. Start engine 2.
Call for taxi.
Second startup approved on Thai Asia 3439.
Ready to taxi.
Mentari 1800, runway 21 right taxi via Bravo, Oscar Charlie Echo.
Runway 21 right taxi via Bravo, Oscar Charlie Echo Mentari 1800.
Request pullback and start. Contact F1 on 1190.9090.
Thai Air Asia 1042 ready for push.
Thai Air Asia 1042, cleared for push and start.
Pushback approved. Thai Air Asia 1042.
Don Mueang ground, KD71 at the parking request. IFR clearance to Chiang Mai as filed. We have information, Papa. Clear to Chiang Mai via Sambek 3C departure, then as filed. Departure runway 21 left, initial climb to 4000. Departure on 119.1, squawk 1.
Yeah, my brain is so scattered this morning. Hope you don't mind. Alright.
Thai Air Asia 566, runway 21 right taxi via Alpha Charlie Echo.
Engines are started.
Runway 21 right taxi via Alpha Charlie Echo Thai Air Asia 566.
Yeah, that light's too bright. Have to adjust my camera.
Runway 21 left at Sierra.
Thai Asia 84 Victor Don Mueang ground taxi departing at your discretion. Good day.
Passing at our discretion, Thai Asia 84 Victor, thank you.
Ground Thai 97, requesting taxi to take.
Hotel Sierra Echo Oscar Bravo ready to taxi.
Hotel Sierra Echo Oscar Bravo, runway 21 left taxi via Oscar Charlie Delta. Hold short of runway 21 right, then X-ray.
Runway 21 left taxi via Oscar Charlie Delta, hold short of runway 21 right, then X-ray Hotel Sierra Echo Oscar Bravo. Thai Air Asia 1042 ready to taxi.
Thai Air Asia 1042, runway 21 right taxi.
Aero Zulu. Arriving and departing runways 21 left, 21 right.
Yeah, if I hit 1 for that menu, it switches say intentions to the not the CTAF, the ATIS. But it's nice to. I really like. Now that's one thing I do like. I don't know if Beyond ATC injects VFR traffic as much. Got a bunch of Air Asias going out right now. But I've gotten stuck in line waiting for like 7 or 8 little planes to take off in front of me. And it's like, why are we taking these guys off first? We're at an international airport. We got a line. I can't remember where it was. It was somewhere in the U.S. here in the simulator, and had to be like 10, 11, 12 other airliners behind me in line, and these guys would just keep coming out of the VFR, out of the area, just where the small planes, general parking, and they would just keep coming over, and then they would give them clearance to take off first. I'm like, come on, let us out. Let's go. We're faster than them. Okay. We are clear of that.
Thai Air Asia 3102 request push to start.
Let's get our flaps set.
Pushback approved. Thai Air Asia 3102.
Hotel Sierra November Golf uniform ready to taxi.
Hotel Sierra November Golf uniform, runway 21 left taxi via Bravo, Oscar Charlie Delta. Hold short of runway 21 right, then X-ray.
Runway 21 left.
Control check.
Oscar Charlie Delta. Hold short of runway 21 right,
then X-ray Hotel Sierra November Golf.
Alright, recall button checked and cleared. Ground equipment removed.
Nok Air 120, push and start approved.
Alright, after start checklist. Generators on, probe heat on, anti-ice, we do not need it. Isolation valve auto. Engine start switches continuous. Recall checked. Auto brake. RTO rejected takeoff.
Have a good day.
Flight controls checked. Ground equipment clear. Let's get our taxi clearance. Mueang ground. Nok Air 124 ready to taxi.
Thai Air Asia 3431, push back and step
Yep, you're right.
base southeast.
Did I say PAX auto? You should have that on the.
Nok Air 124,
I should have that on the checklist. I always remember, like usually when I do this, I will go Gen 1, Gen 2, continuous,
Nok Air 120,
pack, then I go probe, then I go here, and then usually I'll just go taxi lights and everything. That's usually my flow.
Hotel Sierra Tango November Bravo, give way to the Thai Air Asia A320 on your right.
Give way to the Thai Air Asia.
Did I say ready for push and start? I didn't say ready for push and start. Why'd they? Mueang ground. Nok 124 ready for taxi.
Nok Air 124, runway 21 right, taxi via Bravo Echo.
Taxi via Bravo Echo, runway 21 right, Nok 124. Oh yeah, definitely just go down, yep. That's typically what I do too. But that's what I mean, it's like I kind of do this kind of flow like that. At least the big stuff. Alright, here we go. Yep, for the ORAD. Did I say Bravo Echo? Okay, they're gonna have us take off at Echo. That's why it doesn't seem like they're all the way at the end of the runway. I mean, it's a 12,139 foot runway, 3,700 meters. We're cutting off, I don't know, a little bit, but not gonna affect us too much. I don't think I have, at least in this plane, at least in the EFB, I don't think we can pick intersections. Maybe with SimBrief, with the performance tool on SimBrief you can. I know with my Southwest Virtual, their ACAR program, their ACARS program has the, that you can do intersection performance calculations. I'm not too worried about it, since we do have 12,000 feet.
Oscar Hotel Juliet Zulu Juliet, runway 21 left, taxi via Bravo. Oscar Charlie Delta, hold short of runway 21 right, then X-ray.
Runway 21 left, taxi via Bravo. Oscar Charlie Delta, hold short of runway 21 right, then X-ray. Oscar Hotel Juliet Zulu Juliet.
Hotel Sierra November Golf uniform, give way to the Nok Air ahead.
Giving way to the Nok Air 737. Hotel Sierra November Golf
That's all I wanted.
Hotel Sierra Alpha Tango.
Alright, before takeoff checklist. Flaps 5, green light. Stabilizer trim. I did not set that. Let's double check.
Stand 25. With information.
There we go.
Golf. The 6th. Catch November 3 Alpha departure.
1 second while I grab the paperwork.
Yeah. Mueang Tower, Nok 124, ready for departure. Alright, landing lights, strobe.
Nok Air 124.
Tara.
Mueang Tower, runway 21 right, wind 030 at 3, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21 right, clear for takeoff. Nok 124. I keep wanting to say Dong Mueang Tower. Oh yeah, I'm sure that, like, real life, yeah, they always have all that stuff. That's what I'm saying. The 8 cars for my, like our Southwest 8 cars, we have it too. See that sun popping through the clouds. Couldn't ask for a better takeoff view. I was kind of hoping to take off so we get more of the night lighting, but it's all right now.
Thai Asia Tree 440, contact ground on 122.5.
All right.
122.5, Thai Asia Tree 440.
Thai Asia Tree 568, good day.
The scroll wheel I have on my throttle that I use for the tiller is, I don't know if it's failing or what's going on, because it doesn't want to, or if the setting kind of got off, the sensitivity.
Thai Asia 3259er, contact ground on 122.5. Have a good day.
Thai Asia Tree 110, contact departure on 133.0.
Nok Air 124, contact departure on 119.1.
Departure 119.1, Nok 124. Ooh. Dong Mueang departure, Nok 124, climbing 2,800.
Nok Air 124, Bangkok departure, radar contact, climb 8,000.
Climb 8,000, Nok 124. Where are we supposed to be going? Actually, we do have a SID, don't we? My brain is so slow this morning. Yeah, we do have a. Why am I flying like we don't have a departure? Ay, ay, ay.
Thank you. Bye bye.
I'm so used. Like last few flights I've done where it's like there haven't been a SIDS. So.
Bangkok departure, radar contact, climb via the SID to flight level 140. Nok Air 124, climb flight level 220.
Climb flight level 220, Nok 124. All right.
Request to the SID destination Sanambin Airport.
Give me 1 second to that here. Singapore 706, turn right heading 220. Nok Air 124, contact Bangkok control on 120.5. Contact Savannah Pumi Tower on 118.2.
Have a great night.
Right? Got some good clouds going on.
Climb and maintain flight level 360.
Bangkok control on 120.5. Nok 124. Keep forgetting my own call sign. Oh, we're up there.
International. This is Singapore Airlines flight 1222, 1220. Looking to pick up IFR clearance.
Bangkok control, Nok 124, 8,000 feet climbing, flight level 220. Monsoony big, yeah. Nice clouds this morning.
124, Bangkok control identified. Good morning, Don Mueang, QNH 1012.
QNH 1012, Nok 124.
Singapore 720, Bangkok control, contact Bangkok approach on 119 or
I haven't had a call like that in a long time. Usually you just say good morning.
Singapore 720.
Thai 241, descend flight level 110.
Descend flight level 110, Thai 241.
Alright, after takeoff checklist, engine bleeds on, packs auto, landing gear up and off, flaps up, no lights. Checklist complete.
4, climb flight level 280.
Monsoony big. Alright, we're picking up speed, get to 293, get to our climb above 10,000 feet speed. It's really weird, like the last 2 times I've been flying. So, the last, I don't know, I suddenly, a couple days ago, I'm like, I just took a peek to see what the, what sales there were, because this is the time of year where it's like, if you want some computer stuff, look at the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Cyber Week. And then I'm like, oh, because I was thinking, it's like, no, I'm going to hold off until next year. I'm going to wait another year. And now that I'm looking at it, because my computer is severely limited, like the biggest issue with Microsoft Flight Simulator is your CPU. You know, the majority of the time, my CPU is what's limiting my frame rates. And like right now, we're getting about 30 frames per second. That's sufficient. If I could get that all the time, I'd be super happy. The problem is like when we go into landing or taking off or we're taxiing at a busy airport, then your frame rates are in the mid-20s at best, which is, you know, like we were getting at Mueang there. But man, if you're going to New York City or you're going to like a really big place, it's like you're down in the 10s sometimes. I flew into LaGuardia the other day streaming, and it was so bad. I was surprised I was able to land. It actually cleared up right as we were landing. It was really nice, actually. It was fine. But
Air 124, climb flight level 300.
climb flight level 300, Nok 124. I missed one of the calls before, but that's all right. Well, not all right, but we'll get all the way up. And we're on the SID anyway. Can't go up. And I'm coming in to LaGuardia, and the lights on the plane are flickering. Like things are just fritzing out because there's just so much crushing the CPU. I didn't have my task manager open to see the performance, to see where my CPU was. Obviously, I don't think the whole CPU ever gets utilized because Microsoft Flight, I think with Flight Simulator, most games in general, it's all about that single core performance. And then obviously if you want to multitask, which when you're doing Microsoft Flight Simulator, not even streaming, when you're doing Microsoft Flight Simulator, you got Navigraphs open and you got Volanta open, you got maybe another tracking program open, you have something like Say Intentions or Beyond ATC or anything traffic injection, you're already doing a ton of multitasking with your CPU. Throw on top of that Microsoft Flight Simulator just in and of itself is incredibly intensive. Your graphics card, I'm not the expert on it, but yeah, my CPU I have the Ryzen 7 5800X. And I've been complaining about this for probably for 3 years, ever since I got that I got the CPU probably summer of 2021. And at that point, I was really happy because it was a great upgrade from my i5 whatever from 2016, from 5 years earlier. So it was a great update, a great upgrade. I saw great performance. Then I started wanting a little bit more. I wanted to turn the settings up a little bit. I'm like, well, why can't I push this a little bit more? Why am I still struggling? This CPU should be, it's not the top one, and it's not a 9, it's not a insane CPU, but it's a pretty good one, and I figured, hey, it should be good. And especially when I then upgraded my graphics card too, I was like, well, why can't I push this a little harder? I was like, oh, you're being limited. Climb flight level 310, Nok 124. I like how they keep clearing me, and I'm literally on the SID. So you might as well clear me to 340, because... Are they telling me to ignore the SID? I wonder if that's telling me to ignore the SID. I suppose in reality, that's what that means. Wait, we're already... I think once we clear this anyway. I feel like right now getting in the mid-30s. I typically actually I've lately just been locking my graphics card at half my screen's refresh rate, which really would be 35. So maybe it is that thing. I think I had it locked. It should be 35 because my frame rate or my screen refreshes at 75 hertz, but I don't know. Usually I'll see 30, but maybe that's what happened. I turned that off, and I think I was getting it was bouncing up in the 40s sometimes, and it will get to 60s just over the ocean especially if I'm in just flying VFR, a small little plane too. But then the graphics card, then the fans are all blowing, and do I really need it? Like I said, for me, it's like where I want the performance is when I'm coming into an airport. Hello, well, RBR. Well, Rubber. Welcome in. Climb flight level 320, Nok 124. Welcome in. We're flying from Bangkok to Chiang Mai. I'm not 1,000% sure how to say it. I think it's Chiang Mai. That's how I would say it if I was saying it in Chinese. I would say Chiang Mai. But it's obviously Thai, so it might be a little bit different, obviously. Yeah, my CPU right now is the Ryzen 7 5800X. And I know a lot of people have said, it's like, oh, if you want better performance, you should have gotten or should upgrade to the 5800X 3D. I'm like, oh, I wish I had known that. I would have bought that one. And then I figured, it's like, well, what's the point of doing that little upgrade? Because I doubt I'm going to get that much of a performance boost from that. Now I'm looking at I'm debating. It's still up for debate what I want to do. Do I just upgrade to, maybe I upgrade to the Ryzen 9 from that 5000 series? Because I think the 5000 series of the Ryzens for AMD were the last cards for the AM4 chipset for the motherboards. So like if I want to upgrade and I'm looking at upgrade and I've already bought and it's already coming, it's already in the mail. I already bought the Ryzen 9 9950 X3D, which is like the top card on the market. I'm rethinking it if I want to do that. I'm kind of like, do I need that? Could I get like a lot of people are like, well, you could just go with the climb flight level 340, Nok 124. Could I go with the like the 7950? I know a lot of people. I know the top card for gaming now is the 9800 X3D, the Ryzen 7 from AMD. But as I'm reading, and I'm still doing my research, I bought that one because it wasn't really on sale. It's actually 100 over MSRP, but it came with the water cooler unit built in and all in one, or not built in, but just as a gift. So basically, that $100 over MSRP was just paying for the AIO. So I might return it. We'll see. Because I have to do a whole rebuild of my computer. It's not just to upgrade the CPU. You have to, and not just upgrade the CPU and put an AIO. Not a big deal. Again, I paid for the CPU and the AIO. Done. No, I got to replace the whole motherboard. okay, motherboard not a big deal. $100, $200, you can get a pretty decent one. Stick with the same graphics card for now. You know, there's no like, I need to get the new graphics card because I'm right now limited by the CPU. I want to fix that. I want to get to a point where, okay, limit me by my graphics card. Then go, okay, I need a little bit more on the graphics card side. But then I'm looking, and so, okay, CPU expensive. Again, this is the top one. After shipping, or after taxes, shipping's free. After taxes, it was $721. I know. Whoa. But again, remember, this is the top one. It blows everything else away. If what you're looking for is, because what the 9950X3D is, it's basically the 9800X3D, but it has another 8 cores as well. So it's 16 cores. So you're, like the graphics card I have right now, the 9800X3D, they have 8 cores. Now the X3D, it optimizes it for gaming or something, whatever. Well, the 9950X, well, that just has 16 cores. It doesn't have like the 8 optimized ones for gaming. Well, the X3D has 8 optimized ones for gaming. Most games don't use more than 8 cores at best. So you're using those optimized cores for the game, but then you have 8 more cores or whatever to do all the other stuff, the streaming, all the other tasks. And instead of stripping away from your 8 cores, so like the 9800 X3D is probably honestly for me would probably be sufficient for the streaming and doing everything. I don't know, because all the benchmarks, all the numbers, everyone's reviews are always talking about things like Call of Duty, Valorant, this. It's like, okay, these are games where that system, I mean, like I've seen some of the numbers for those systems, like Valorant. It's like, oh yeah, you'll get like 800 frames per second with a 9800 X3D and whatever graphics card, probably the something. But
the Marn 2 Alpha arrival. Descent coming up in about 15 minutes. Feel free to ask if you'd like it sooner.
All right, expecting the Marna 2 Alpha arrival, descent in about 15 minutes. Nok 124. And so it's, but like like I said, Microsoft Flight Simulator, it's so much more intense. Typically, and again, when I'm playing, most people,
continuous planned. Advise when ready to descend.
Most people, when they're really okay, continue as planned. Advise when ready. Nok 124. I figured that's what it meant. But like if I do the I'm trying to think now. I just lost my train of thought. Yeah, Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's like how often are you just getting Microsoft Flight Simulator and just flying? Just flying. Like just this. Just what you're seeing on my, without the overlay, without my camera, without any tracking programs like Volanta or virtual airline tracking program or something, without Navigraphs open on another screen or just underlying it. How often are you not? You're either on VATSIM. Now I think VATSIM has a lot less CPU drainage because it doesn't have to actually plan the flying of the other planes that are ejected around you and do all that, but it still adds a little something. But if you're doing any traffic injection, right, I mean, if you want to go full bore on Microsoft Flight Simulator, it's going to be very CPU intensive. 9800 X3D might be good enough for that, and it probably is, but if you really want to max out but then I started looking, so the worst part is that you have to upgrade the motherboard. Not a big deal. Motherboard, not a big deal. $100, $200. You can get a good one. You can get a really good one even. I mean, even if you want to go like the refurbished route, you can get something really good and it's $50 cheaper or whatever. But because the new motherboards, so now it's got the AM5 socket, and the RAM, your memory for the CPU, is now DDR5, not DDR4. So I have 64 gigs of DDR4, beautiful RGB over here, and I think I bought that. I want to say I spent maybe $200 on all 4 of those sticks. Now, to get the same thing, but DDR5, obviously faster speed and DDR5, the cheapest I can find of 2 sticks to get 64 gigabytes, because if I try to do 4 sticks of 16 gigabytes each, I can't even find anything cheaper to going that route. It's like $600 for the RAM. So now, to replace my CPU, okay, $700. Okay, I can do that. Motherboard. Okay, now I'm at $900. Now I'm almost at. It's like I think I've planned it all out. It's almost $2,000 just to replace that CPU, because you have to upgrade all these other things, not even counting a graphics card. So then I'm looking around trying to find some components, trying to find better deals. I went to, I think iBuyPower. Is it iBuyPower? One of them, and this site. This is a company that also does pre-builds, or they do custom builds. They have pre-built ones they've already got built. They've got ones that you can customize, and obviously right now it's Cyber Week, so they have some really good sales. And I think there was one where and there's a few where it's like the price tag is usually $3,000, but it's knocked down to like $2,200, $2,300, and that includes an NVIDIA RTX GeForce blah 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 5080. And I'm thinking, okay, so then you start punching that stuff into PC Part Picker. You're seeing, okay, what are the current prices? If I wanted to build that computer myself right now, how much would it cost? And I think I put it all in, and it came out. Now there's some things came out to about that much. So they're actually, you could build it yourself for about the same as they're selling it for normally. Now, of course, it's knocked down on sale, so you're getting it for almost $700 less, $700 less. You're not going to be able to build it for that much. Now, my only worry is, like, the ones they have, none of them, well, the ones that are selling for $2,200, they don't have the 9950 X3D. They have the 9800 X3D, or they have the Intel i9, 14,000, whatever, the I think it's probably the best, but the last generation's best i9. So that's the one I'm kind of looking at, because I'm thinking, okay, I like the Ryzen 9 and the i9, that top tier, the productivity CPU is what I kind of want to go for, because I'm not just gaming. I'm not just gaming and kind of streaming. I am kind of gaming. I am gaming and just kind of streaming, because I'm not a full bore streamer and got all the bells and whistles or whatever. I don't know if that affects things that much. But my gaming is super hardcore, though. It's like Microsoft Flight Simulator destroys every computer it touches. It's intense, and unless you get you can get the settings right and get some really good stuff. Like I said, right now we're getting beautiful. Now, there's not a lot going on where we're at right now, and we're cruising at 50 FPS, no problem. And probably at this point, I'm getting limited by my graphics card. Actually, I'm not. My graphics card is kind of just sleeping. It's at 70%. It's just staying nice and cool. So I don't know if I could. I guess I'm probably limited still right now by the CPU. But yeah, so I'm looking at a pre-build. Only problem with pre-builds is that sometimes, like, they'll have, like, okay, they have the exact model of the CPU, they have the exact model of which motherboard they're using, they have the exact model of the graphics card they're using for the most part. Actually, the graphics card is kind of generic. It doesn't say, like, oh, we're using the MSI one, but a 5080 is a 50, 80 for the most part. I mean, if you go out on the market right now and you look at the prices, the price range for its, you know, your lowest end one is still $1,400. You're still getting whatever, right? You're still getting a good deal. Even if they're putting in like the lowest end, I suppose. But where I get a little worried, and this is where it's also a little bit of a downgrade on what I'm planning right now, but I'm probably going to have to downgrade just even my plans, is that it only comes with 32 gigs of RAM, but that might be plenty. I don't know how much I need. And that's kind of something I want to check right now with our streaming. Right now, memory, I'm only using 24 gigs between the streaming and it's always holding solid at about 24. I've never hit 32, I think. So I probably don't need 64 gigs. I think 64 is more for, you know, if you're making videos and stuff, and even then you can still get away with 32. It's just gonna be a slightly slower process on the rendering or something, I think. And then but I don't know what kind, and I think it has the speed. So it's like, okay, that one's all right. You know, I don't know, you know, which company you're going with. Are you going with some cheap one? To be honest, I just went with the cheapest ones in my current build, and seems just fine. I don't think that's what's holding back my computer is my RAM. I might be wrong, but I don't know. I'm not an expert on these things. But then I think it has a stop, and then the solid state drive is only a 2 terabyte solid state drive, M2, you know, NVMe, whatever. And so I'm like, okay, well, what are they putting in there? Is it a Samsung? Is it a Western Digital? Is it a Kingston? Is it some really low generic one that is cheaper? Because that's another thing that I'm looking for. I want to get like a 4 terabyte one so I can put all of my scenery and stuff on it to load, because right now I have it on a 7 terabyte, you know, old SATA drive, which is click, you know, and it takes so long to load. And I feel like that could be slowing things down when we're hitting airports and stuff too, loading in scenery. But I'm thinking, but even that one, it's like I could have gotten one for like $299 the other day, and now it's already up to $330. It just bounced back up, and it's, you know, and those, everything is like, if you want it, the RAM though, the RAM is the scary one, like buying on the open market. That's why it's like, I don't know what they're putting in, because if you look at the charts, like the cheapest ones I was looking, I can't remember, it's like T Group, I think it's called T Group for the RAM, you know, the 64 gigs of RAM I'm looking at. And back in March, and this is probably tariffs, back in March, it was like $200 for 64 gigs of RAM of DDR5, 6,000 megahertz, or yeah, whatever it is. And now it's 600 or it's 520, you know, it's somewhere in the 500s, and it's just, and it's like, oof, you're paying almost twice as much for, you know, 2-3 times for RAM, and it's like, okay. So I'm thinking I might get a pre-build. I haven't done a pre-build forever. I mean, I've only technically built 2 computers myself, and you know, this second computer was kind of like a slow build, because it was, okay, replace a few things in the old tower, the CPU and the motherboard and the memory. Okay, now I got a new graphics card. Hey, I've got basically every new piece for a new computer. Now I can have 2 computers, and so I got a new case, and now I have 2 computers. The other computer for some reason won't turn on. I need to figure out what died on it, if it's the power supply or the motherboard is dead or what, because I need to sell these parts off and get a little bit of money for them. Not going to get a lot. I mean, you're not going to get a lot of money for 10-year-old parts. You're not going to get a ton of money for 5-year-old parts, but any little bit counts if you're not using it, and if it's not usable in your current situation, at least. I wonder if I can turn this light off. Yeah, I almost want to turn that light off now, because I'm going to get the natural light from outside, so I'm going to turn that off. Not as harsh on my eyes. So I am just blabbing about computers. But the goal, there might be some exciting changes in the next few weeks. Well, there's going to be quite a few exciting changes. I mean, it's literally going to have a new baby boy in the next few weeks. So I don't know what the plan is right now. My wife wants me to take off from work for a month. I have 3 weeks paid vacation, so we'll be able to at least do 3 weeks. My boss is usually pretty good. If I want to ask another week off, I can take a week off unpaid. I'd prefer not to go another week without pay, though, because, again, money's tight. But we got a good savings, and at the same time, then you're going, well, wait a second, you're going to spend money on a new PC and have a baby? Yeah, I know, I'm crazy. But, I mean, we have the money in savings, it's there. I don't, there's part of me's just, I just want to upgrade. I want to upgrade now. I'm tired of waiting. I want to have better flights. I want to be able to fly to more locations and have good flights in to these airports. And I want to be able to stream them to you guys and for it to look good on the stream and to make the stream look good and be stable and the best it can be. But I also I'm also like, are the prices going to get better next year? Are they going to be better next year? Are they going to be the same next year? Maybe they're the same. What's going to change between now and then? I mean, the money's there right now. I mean, obviously things could change. Like, okay, well, something pops up and then I just can't afford it next year. Whereas if I do it now, then something comes up and I was like, oh crap. But like I said, we got the money. I'm not putting us into debt. I'm not putting us down to zero in the savings. It's like, And to be honest, it's cheaper than flying. Like I'm working on getting my private pilot license. I'm like right at the cusp of finishing it, but I mean, if you think about it, $2,000 to $3,000 is about, with an instructor, is about 10-15 hours of flying. That's not nothing. But it's like both ways. It's like, how much can I do? It's like I fly 1,000 hours in Microsoft Flight Simulator in a year probably. I spend so much time, any little time I can sneak in and get a flight. Who knows? All right, let's get things prepared for our descent. We're coming up on it pretty quick. 30 minutes here. Okay, so it's just the RNAV. That's why it's like, it looked a little empty here. So we're coming in on runway 18. I think the winds are right for that. Actually, why do I have no ATIS? No ATIS anywhere? So winds are 310 degrees at 4 knots. So actually, better runway would be runway 36. We'll see what they give us right now. We're planning, our flight plan is runway 18. We need to be ready to switch. Let's actually ask for, well, what did they give us? Marna 2. Let's make sure we're actually coming in on Marna 2. Oh no, Marna 2 Alpha. Okay. So we're actually doing Marna 2 Alpha, which goes to runway 36. Okay, so we are doing runway 36.
Nok Air 124, cleared Marna 2 Alpha into Chiang Mai. When you're ready to begin your descend flight level 280.
Cleared Marna 2 Alpha into Chiang Mai. Descend flight level 280. Nok 124.
Nok Air 124, contact Bangkok Control on 132.1.
Bangkok Control 132.1. Nok 124. Bangkok Control, Nok 124, flight level 340. about to descend on Marna to Alpha. So let's change this arrival, because we're going to do...
Bangkok control identified. Good morning.
Alright, so we'll do ILS Yankee. Again, it'd be nice if they would tell us which one. I usually just go Yankee and we'll see what happens. We'll get that, but we want to get on the Marna 2 here. Now we might be actually behind our descent, just because of... But we should be able to catch up, no problem. Okay.
Bangkok control, good morning, Nok Air 306.
So here's what we've got.
Flight level 320 for flight level 240.
We're going to transition at Marnie into the Marnie. We need to be below flight level 130, so we are a little bit behind. Even though he said that we were ready to descend, so we did it basically right when he told us to, maybe a minute after. We got a few things we want to pay attention to. Updos, we need to be at max 220 knots, so yeah, we're a little bit in trouble. Hopefully we can, let's see. Yeah, I think we can catch up. Alright, I'm going to put all the way down to flight level 130. That way we don't have any slowdowns on the descent when I'm waiting. Hopefully, obviously, the Bangkok control gets to us and clears us down. So at Updos,
Bangkok control, cross Updos at or below flight level 130.
Updos, we need to be max 220 knots between flight level 130 and 11,000. You got that 11,000 because the transition altitude is 11,000. So we go from that flight level to 11,000. We'll have our QNH at Chiang Mai, or at least a close area. 11,000 at Charlie Charlie 103. Phuket below 8,000. At Rigta max 210. Above 6,600. So we're going to try to be at below 210 by then, so we're not fighting on our approach. Got our localizer 109.9. Final approach course is 001, which is really easy to put in our course. Just have to move it over one notch because we're already at 000. Our decision altitude is 1,420 feet, which is 413 feet above our runway. So it's a pretty we'll just do radio. We'll do that 413.
Descend altitude 7,000, left turn heading 290, Thai 130.
Thai 130, contact Chiang Mai approach on 120.05.
Cross Updos at or below flight level 130, Nok 124. Okay, so that call earlier saying the cross Updos at or below flight level 130 was for us. I didn't hear the call sign. Okay, so we're gonna throw out the speed brakes as well to give us a steeper descent, because we also got this decel coming up. And put in our ILS 109.9, double check. That is correct right there, 109.9. And then our altitude for the airport is 1,036 feet. Yeah, really straightforward flight. I mean, this is just a straight shot. We didn't have many turns or anything come from Bangkok. Very pleasant flight so far with our cruise. As I was saying, talking about the CPU and stuff, it's hard to tell on this flight the issues that I sometimes have when I fly over like the United States, because there's so much. I don't know if it's just because there's so much more population centers, a lot more photogrammetry. Same thing with Europe, especially Germany. You hit Germany, it just crashes frame rates, even when I'm cruising. That's kind of the reason I picked this flight, and I usually, my favorite flights to do, or a lot of the flights I've done, or the flights that tend to work the best on my streaming and have the least frustrations, are like the world tour flights that I was doing, or these flights where I'm flying elsewhere in the world, typically Asia. I think Japan gets a little sketchy. Again, going into big places like Tokyo, or in Korea, Seoul, or China even, Beijing and Shanghai, that's when, again, you're always going to get that hit because there's a lot more. And my CPU just can't handle it well enough sometimes. It makes it very frustrating, makes it very hairy on the landings and the approaches, and it's just not enjoyable because you're doing so much of this. You're doing so much trying to move around. You can even see right now, every once in a while I get a flicker, but it's like, this is kind of pretty smooth, being able to look around, being able to zoom in, do stuff on the things, because when you're trying to move around and then it's just like choppy, and you're trying to click, and because the frame rate's so low, even trying to put stuff in, trying to tick these over can be just a hassle. And so might be time for an upgrade. I think what's going to happen, though, is I'm going to do enough of these flights, though, where it's pretty decent, and I'm going to then go, I don't need to upgrade. And then I'm going to go back and try to fly Southwest ops and show you guys flying in the U.S. and fly into LAX or into New York City, or, even this last night I flew into Atlanta. I flew out of New York City. Frames were in the sub-20s, in the mid-20s, all around New York, which, to be honest, I thought was actually pretty incredible, and it felt actually pretty smooth despite the fact. And then flying into Atlanta, landing in Atlanta, it was the smoothest landing into Atlanta I've ever had. I was very surprised. It was like, I don't know if the airport is just super optimized. Or what, but it was really nice. I was very surprised, and so I'm like, do I really need to upgrade right now? But I just, honestly, it's like, there's kind of like, if I can do it right now, why not do it right now? Because I just don't see the prices coming down. And I think even NVIDIA, I saw a video, I didn't watch it, but I think NVIDIA there was talk of that graphic card prices were going to come down, and then NVIDIA did something where they're not going to come down. And just, things are not going to get cheaper. And I know there's a lot of talk, we can get, I'm going to get, at some point I'm going to get more political on this, probably, on our streams. I kind of want to lean that way. I don't know, maybe I will, maybe I won't. But even if we get rid of the tariffs, even if the tariffs are rolled back, and it's like, oh, well, we'll get tariff refunds. Yeah, those tariff refunds go to the people that have the IOU slips from the government, that they get the tariff refund, and those are all the rich people. But and those tariff refunds are not going to be passed on to me or you. I mean, Costco's suing right now to get those tariffs refunded and stuff, and that's not going to get passed on to us in the long run. But I'm not going to talk about tariffs a ton there, but once a price goes up on something, it tends to never come down. It doesn't matter what the underlying costs are. I mean, why are prices going up on a lot of electronics? Because of tariffs. Because of, demand and tariffs. NVIDIA now knows it can sell cards, all of its cards for $1,000 plus easily. Just MSRP, not to mention, beyond that. Oh, I should be paying attention. See, now we're behind. We crossed and we didn't get below 13,000. Okay, so he said he's got a shortcut for us. Descend altitude 7,000, turn left heading 280, vectors for RNAV, runway 36. Approach, Nok 124. I feel like he wanted to hand me off to someone here. What is this? Mhz approach, Nok 124, descending, flight level 120.
Nok Air 124, Mhz approach identified. Good morning.
What are we doing here? Okay, we might have to do a hold or something here, because we, oh no, 11,000. We need to get to 11,000. Okay. It's just very slow going. Can I get the altimeter setting? Oh, it's 1016. I'll look on the digital.
Departure, Thai Airport, flight level 80.
Thai Air Force, Mhz departure, radar contact, climb via the SID.
Departure, radar contact, flying via the state, airport.
Hyper Tango Sierra Delta, contact Bangkok control on 124.5.
124.5. Hyper Tango Sierra Delta, good day.
Chiang Mai departure, pursuit Delta 475. IFR departure to Suthep Airport.
Climb 103, climb flight level 300.
Flight level 300, Thai 103 heavy.
Thai 103, climb flight level 330.
Okay, he gave me that shortcut, or he wanted to give me that shortcut. I'm just going to keep following this because I want to make sure we're on.
Nok Air 124, Mhz approach, turn left heading 195.
There we go. Turn left heading 195, Nok 124. Why do I keep wanting to say it? Alright, 195. Where's that going to... Why?
Chiang Mai departure,
I hate it when they do this to us.
Information Neymar.
Why are you turning me around? Alright, let's see what they got in mind here.
I'm working on that clearance. Stand by.
I mean, look, they're 180ing us almost away from the airport. I don't know why, because I think what they're I don't remember how far they've gotten on sequencing, but I get the sense there's sometimes this is because of sequencing. So I'm fine with that. I'm gonna trust it for now. Obviously, we will bail out on it if it flies us back to Bangkok without letting us go to Chiang Mai. Alright, landing lights on. We'll light ourselves up, even though it's daylight, but just get everything on. I always tend to forget something if I don't turn them all on. And let's go through our descent checklist, even though we are quite far on descent. Pressurization, landing altitude, 1050 for our 1036 landing altitude. Recall checked. And clear auto brake. We're going to go auto brake 3. Landing data, VREF and minimums. Oops. Yeah, see, they're just turning us around here.
Nok Air 124, descend altitude 6,000.
Okay. Descend 6,000, Nok 124. Hopefully this isn't a repeat of when I flew into Anchorage. I've had really good, basically Say Intentions AI has been pretty good experience. I flew into Anchorage and for some reason they wanted to fly me onto the, I feel like it's not a runway they really use for landing airliners because there is no ILS. It's just, I think it's just RNAV. If it's even RNAV. I don't even know if they had an RNAV. It was just the runway. So then I was like, I don't think they land this runway for airliners. Because it's all mountains on that side. The other two sides, the other directions, you know, there's crossing runways. The other 3 directions all have clear approach lanes, whereas it's like, I'm going to hit the mountain, I have to go around this and then do this really quick thing, and it's like, why are we doing that? And the wind, I don't even think the winds made sense for it anyway. It's really weird. It was just silly. What are we doing?
Nok Air 124, turn left, heading 170.
Why? Why are you making me fly the approach? Where are we going? Where are you flying me? I mean, let's see what happens here. Let's let it play out, but I'm gonna be ticked because this is wasting my time. Where are we going? You know what I haven't done enough of on this flight? Sometimes it's like I get talking, we don't get to appreciate the views. I think we're at a good, nice low altitude too, where you can actually really appreciate it. Look at all those trees, beautiful. Bijan Habashi's season packs, his trees. I know there might, I forget what the other one is. I think there's a few different tree packs out there. This is the one I got. I enjoy it. I think I tried out the, what is it, real season, something like that, which I think is supposed to be, it's automatically changes. This one I have to change every few months, you know, to, right now I have it set to winter north, south is summer. That's why all these trees are mostly green. In a few months, a month or two, I'm going to change it to late winter, early spring for the north. And so now you'll start seeing a few trees starting to bud some leaves. And then once you get to spring, you'll start seeing a lot more pink trees. And, you know, depending on the kind of tree it is, where you're flying, it can look really cool. I'll say, though, I like flying wherever in the world, but it's always fun to fly. I don't know, it depends on my mood, because sometimes I really enjoy flying in Europe and seeing European landscapes and cities. Honestly, wherever I'm flying, as long as if it looks good, doesn't it? And whenever I fly in Thailand, whenever I fly in Asia, I get home a little bit homesick for my home in the last decade. You know, in the 2010s, I lived in China. That's where I met my wife, and I really miss it. Okay, what are we doing? What are we doing, Control? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to do to us. Did we ever finish the descent checklist? No, we didn't. But altimeter is 1016 set. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what we're doing. What are we doing? Mesot approach, Nok 124. Can we get vectors to the final runway 36 for Chiang Mai? I don't know why. This is like adding a whole leg to my flight.
124, turn right, heading 320 vectors for the RNAV runway 36 approach.
Turn right, heading 320 vectors for the RNAV runway 36 approach. Nok 124. I guess I should have called them earlier. It's like, what, just added like 20 minutes to my flight now. Just dumb. I should have been done by 7:30. I know I was a little late, so we should have been, you know, maybe a couple minutes late, but now I think we'll still be good on getting the next flight in. I might have to step away and make some breakfast, eat some breakfast. But that's why I picked these two short, this nice short little jaunt, because then we can fly back and forth, check out the scenery, see how Bangkok treats it. Oh God, look at that, beautiful. That's so cool. Of course, I'm also flying Nok Air because they got these awesome liveries. I feel like the livery I'm flying right now is the newer livery where they kind of got the feathers going like this, and they got the telephone number and the website. The older livery, which I haven't been able to get any of those ones to work. It always has a texture issue always, but they just have the beacon front, I think. All right, it might be a solid. And I just remember when I was in Bangkok at Mueang, I saw those. I saw the Nok Air. I'm like, oh, those are so cool. And I think this is only my second time, maybe second or third flight ever in Microsoft Flight Simulator flying the Nok Air colors, but we're gonna do more of it. We'll do some more streams of Nok Air going Bangkok out to Hat Sai, Phuket or whatever. Check out Thailand. Eventually we're gonna do some flying in China. I want to do some domestic flying in China, and my goal, obviously, I want to upgrade my PC because I would love to be able to fly a lot more in the US and Europe as well. But I think the big thing, my channel kind of staked out over the last however many years I've been doing this, 5 years, is we fly places where a lot of people aren't flying, it seems, on these streams, on YouTube, on Twitch, wherever. A lot of people aren't flying. A lot of people just don't seem to be flying in Africa a lot, right? Or in, even Asia or Central Asia, like Kazakhstan or something. I'm flying to all these places. And it's always cool seeing people's comments going like, oh, it's so awesome seeing my home. So cool.
Nok Air 124, turn right heading 0905.
Turn right heading 0905, Nok 124.
Nok Air 124, 14 miles from Richta. Turn right heading 345. Cleared for the RNAV runway 36 approach.
Turn right, okay. Turn right heading 345, cleared for the RNAV runway 36 approach, Nok 124. Okay, that makes actually more sense. Okay, let's get our speed down to below 210. Okay, we're getting there. Now I gotta make sure we're at the right altitude. Okay, Richta is 6,600. We have to be above that. That's that limitation we're seeing there. Can I just go LNAV on this? Yes. Technically, I should be, if I wanted to use the ILS approach, which I'm using, you would technically, I think in real life you have to ask for that, or you'd be asking if the ILS is even on. The reason they're giving me an RNAV is probably because the ILS is not on. Now the ILS in Microsoft Flight Simulator is always on, but I think in real life the system might not be on during a day, especially like a clear day like this. They'll just say, hey, do the RNAV. And there's various different things. I like to just always have the ILS on just to be safe, even though the RNAV basically does the same thing and is really good too. I think that's a holdover because I've had issues with RNAV sometimes, or when I first started doing Flight Simulator, RNAV always kind of baffled me. I'd hit the approach and then it wouldn't descend and do stuff as I was like, oh, is it not as doesn't hold your hand down as much? I think it does, actually. It does hold your hand down. It's basically the same as ILS. I don't know what the difference is exactly. Actually, we don't need to. We can just fly into... Actually, here, let's just go to Les Ox. That'll keep us on that heading. Like, So this approach.
Nok Air 124, contact Chiang Mai Tower on 118.11 established.
Contact Chiang Mai Tower, 118.11 established, Nok 124. Alright, switching over to tower. There it is. I've actually figured out that I could just double click on the Say Intentions program that I got on the other screen here. And I can just double click. Makes it easier than having to look down here at the radio all the time and try to get on that little arrow. Obviously, I don't have all the peripherals. I have the stick. Can you see it? There it is. I got the stick. I got the flight stick, Thrustmaster. I got a throttle. I got rudder pedals. That's what I have. So don't think I have a lot of fancy gizmos and gadgets. Okay, we need to be above 3,700. We can still descend though, can't we? Can we please go? Oh, why do I have that 6,000? What am I doing? Oh my gosh. Brain dead. Like, why am I not descending? Because, silly, you're not, you don't have the right altitude in. Alright, let's start extending flaps. We're gonna be kind of coming in a little hot here because I started my descent late. Wasn't paying attention.
3440, contact departure on 129.6, good day. Tire 907, contact departure on 129.6, please.
We're kind of on the ILS thing, so as long as we can get below that in time.
121.9, Bangkok Air 806.
Thai Asia 3438, contact Chiang Mai departure on 129.6, good day.
Oops. Almost missed our, there we go. Capture the glide slope, captured. Okay, we are set, good. And we've already captured the glide slope and everything, the localizer. We have the airport in sight, there it is.
Airline Flight 65, picking up IFR 2 ahead.
I'm working on that clearance. Stand by.
Chiang Mai Tower, Thai 97, request clearance for takeoff. Clear for takeoff runway 36, Thai 97.
Thai Air 907, go ahead and contact departure now, please.
Over to departure, Thai 97.
Oh, I should contact tower. Chiang Mai Tower, Nok 124, established on final runway 36.
Red Cap 7, Papa Foxtrot, contact departure.
Nok Air 124, Chiang Mai Tower, wind calm. Runway 36, cleared to land.
Runway 36, cleared to land. Nok 124. Yeah, see, this is, right now, beautiful. We're getting 30 frames per second. We get to see the scenery. You can see all those trees. Ah, just beautiful. And it's smooth. I can land. I can do what I need to do, and it just works. I want to have that when I'm flying into American cities. But the question is it worth it? I don't know. We'll see. Because I can make do flying these places, can't I? Oh, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know. Hey, Prajwal Yurmal, welcome in. Just in time for our final approach into Chiang Mai, Thailand. And we'll be doing a turnaround and headed back to Bangkok. Okay, our target speed is 147. Perfect. I just kind of randomly threw it on there. Okay.
997, contact departure.
Over to departure 997.
Yeah, as the natural light comes in, I need to adjust my camera settings.
Contact departure on 129.6.
But it's kind of nice to not have a super bright other light. Of course, when it starts getting darker, then I gotta do that. But today we're only gonna stream probably, I guess it'll be 4 hours actually. Wasn't planning on it being that long. But you know what? I think I should be able to do that because the whole day we're going to be once
5 approaching minimums.
This afternoon we're going to be doing a lot of stuff. I feel like these buildings are part of the airport or something. It's pretty detailed. Makes sense though. I mean, if you're gonna model an airport, you want to model the, you know, the approach pretty decently. I mean, going right over those warehouses. A little shallow.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Perfect. Then we get to exit right here at Echo, which will take us right to our gate. Which I don't think I set up. I thought I did, but I didn't.
Nok Air 124, contact ground on 121.9er.
121.9er, United 2 Mike Kilo.
United 2 Mike Kilo, say again.
Ground 121.9. Nok 124. Alright, let's clear our stuff. Actually, I had my co-pilot do this yesterday and it was really nice. I'll have her do it on this next flight.
Thai 107, ready to copy.
Like do the radios, this part.
With information, Charlie.
Give me 1 second for that clearance.
Test is on a Mhz RAM to November departure, then as flight departure runway 36, initial climb 5,000 feet, departure on 120.65, squawk 1444, Thai 107.
Got parked right in front of us, basically. Chiang Mai ground, taxi to gate from Echo.
Chiang Mai ground, I didn't change, never mind.
With 907, Chiang Mai ground. Roger, information, Mike is current. How can I assist you today? Nok Air 124, Chiang Mai ground. Taxi to Terminal Gate 3A via Echo, Quebec.
Taxi to Terminal Gate 3 Alpha via Echo, Quebec. Chiang Mai ground. Nok 124. Why do I keep saying their call sign? Why do I keep doing that? Alright, which one's Quebec? Oh, okay, that's going to be Papa. And then Quebec is this... Oof. Quebec is this next turn right here, ahead of us. And we are going to be Gate 3. Now, they're saying 3 Alpha, but 3 Alpha is like kind of sidestepped from Gate 3, and I don't... It's not a... At least GSX isn't modeling it. So we just picked gate 3, which is fine. I think we can do 3 alpha because maybe Nok Air doesn't use gates actually. I'm not 100% sure. I would guess it's the low cost, so they probably, if possible, would rather just not use a gate.
1 second for that clearance.
Good evening, Malaysian 773 with information Yankee requesting.
That's kind of disappointing, no one else here.
Sorry, I didn't get squawk code for Malaysian 773, please.
Discretion. Hi, 3437.
I have no idea what my tiller is doing.
Ground. Hi, Asia 3438.
I need to figure that out before next stream. I'll just have to struggle with it today.
Chiang Mai ground. Hi, Asia 3438.
I can't see. Like I'm too tall for the seat.
Hi, Asia 3438.
Hi, Asia 3438. Roger, report when ready to taxi.
Chiang Mai ground, Corner 668 heavy with Tango requesting IFOT to Enchant.
Okay.
Departure runway 36, initial climb to 10,000 feet, departure 120.65, squawk 41.
Let's get deboarded.
Corner 668 heavy.
Cleared to Bangkok by the Pan 2 November. Departure then is filed initial climb 5,000 feet. Departure on 120.65, squawking 1536 to I-113.
My ground, good afternoon. Hotel Sierra Alpha Tango. Request IFR clearance to Bangkok to one.
Get our ground power.
With information, picture.
I'm working on that clearance. Stand by.
Clear to VTBS via the Pan 2C departure, then it's filed, departure runway 36, and it's a climb to 5,000, departure on 120.65, squawk 3254 for Thai 121.
Good afternoon, Thai Air Force 611. Request IFR clearance to Suvarnabhumi with information Tango. Chiang Mai ground. Thai Air Force 611. Request IFR clearance to Suvarnabhumi with information Tango.
Alright. Okay, good. Let's zero out the squawk and we'll let everyone deboard.
Chiang Mai clearance, Allegiant 585, Mike Juliet, like to pick up IFR to Victor Yankee, Mike Delta.
I'll grab that clearance. Give me just a minute.
Allegiant 585, Mike Juliet, cleared via the LAM 2 November departure, then as filed, runway 36, 5,000 feet, departures on 120.65, squawk 1416 for Allegiant 585.
Ground, Hotel Sierra Alpha Tango, can you repeat that message again, please? Ground, Hotel Sierra Alpha Tango. Clear to Suvarnabhumi via Pan to Charlie departure, then as filed. Departure on runway 36.
There we go.
Initial climb 8,000. Departure on 120.65. Squawk 5231. Hotel Sierra Alpha Tango.
Chiang Mai ground, Red Cap 7 Papa Foxtrot, request pushback and startup.
Alright, so we've got them deboarding. I'm going to request that new data for our next flight. We're going to start our turnaround process.
Chiang Mai ground, Thai Asia 3439, clear of the runway, taxi to gate 6.
Thai Asia 3439, Chiang Mai ground.
And making a nice quick turnaround too.
Good day.
We're going to get over here and request the fuel truck.
3439, good day.
Chiang Mai ground, Red Cap 7 Papa Foxtrot on parking position gate 1. Engine shut down, you can close the flight plan now.
Red Cap 7 Papa Foxtrot, taxi to gate 1 at your discretion. Good day.
Red Cap 7 Papa Foxtrot, we are on gate 1. Engine shut down, you can close the flight plan. Chiang Mai ground,
Alright,
morning.
just flip
Red
the...
Cap 7 Papa Foxtrot, information uniform received. Request IFR clearance destination Bangkok, Suvarnabhumi.
Alpha Tango, respect.
Get all our airports flipped around here.
Ram, good afternoon.
There we go.
Hotel
And
Sierra,
we're now going to be flight 125.
at stand 4.
And we'll
Ready to push back. Heading
lock fuel. This time we need 6.345.
Chiang Mai Ram, Hotel Sierra, Alpha Tango. Request to push back, please.
A little bit more fuel than last time.
Chiang Mai ground, Thai Asia 3438, request port code.
Thai Asia 3438, Squawk 3438.
Negative, port code 3438 is not available. Can I please have a valid port code?
Thai Asia 3438, Squawk 4721.
Sirius Alpha Victor Charlie, push and start approved. Contact apron on 119.999er for talk services if needed.
Ground negative, we are already ready to taxi to taxiway Foxtrot for intersection takeoff. Taxi to taxiway Foxtrot via Alpha.
Wait, where do we get clearance here?
Via Alpha.
Let's see, clearance is going to be...
Sirius Alpha Victor Charlie.
I guess it's just Chiang Mai ground, there is no clearance. Okay. The boarding is completed, so we can start getting our next flight ready. So now we are at Victor Tango Charlie Charlie, Chiang Mai. Welcome in if you're just coming in, showing up. We're doing our turnaround here from Chiang Mai back to Bangkok. Flight Nok Air Flight 125. We just finished 124. Good landing. Kind of a weird final approach. Hopefully we can have a quicker flight back. Let's see. That's set up.
With the information, Romeo clears the Suvarnabhumi via pan to Charlie. Departure runway 36. Initial climb and maintain 8,000. Departure on 120.65. Squawk 5325.
Okay, we're a little late because it's an 8:05 departure or a 1:05 Zulu, so we're a little bit behind. So we're going to try to speed this up so we don't fall much further behind. Route, and because we already picked out the route on here on the EFB, we could just go sim brief, set payload.
Alpha Tango, read back, correct?
Is that actually setting the payload though? Nothing. Oh, okay. That's what it should be. So going over here, that's what it should be. Now I think GSX must like reset it or something, because last time everyone came off. Let's request boarding. Let's see what happens. What are you doing? Jeez. Okay, so let's see what the payload is. The payload. Why do you keep changing it? Why do you keep changing it? Alright, so now they're here again. This guy's gonna leave. Let's get a nice look at Chiang Mai Airport. Beautiful, beautiful airport here.
Runway 18, climb to 5,000 feet, departure on 120.65 and squawk 6545, Red Cap 7 Papa Foxtrot.
Red cap 7 Papa Foxtrot, read back correct.
Alright, so fuel, select route. That's what we want. Fuel should be close to being done already. I think technically we should have turned off the APU, but we'll keep the APU going. It's quite hot. Alright, let's get our clearance. Chiang Mai ground, Nok 1. Actually, I think I need to do this. Need to make sure it recognizes I'm on a new flight. Chiang Mai ground, Nok 125. Looking for IFR clearance to Mueang, Bangkok.
This is what the ATC audio sounds like, and next is what yours sounds like.
Whoops. Chiang Mai ground, Nok Air 125, looking for IFR clearance to Mueang, Bangkok. Hello? Hello? Who changed my, look how it automatically changes my,
Nok Air 125, Chiang Mai ground, cleared to Mueang via the Pan 2 Charlie departure. Then as filed, departure runway 36, initial climb to 5,000, departure on 120.65, squawk 7446.
Was it Panta, or Panta 2 Charlie? Clear to Mueang via the Pant 2 Charlie departure, then is filed, departure runway 36, initial climb 5,000, departure 12065, squawk 7446.
Thai Asia Tree 439er, say again your last transmission.
I don't think I said my call sign. Nok 125.
Nok Air 125, read back correct.
What Alright, so runway 36. Departure 36. What was it? Pant 2 Charlie. Execute. Look at our arrivals. Okay, it's we're planning on runway 03 left.
Ground, Thai 113 with information, Romeo, ready to copy IFR clearance to Bangkok.
Okay.
Give me 1 second for that clearance.
Get our zero fuel weight in.
Cleared to Bangkok via the Pan 2 November departure, then is filed initial month.
Reserves 2.7, we'll say. Cost index of 75. Only an hour flight, so nice short flight here, but I like to get some landings in today. Our weather 217, 14 knots, wind, wrong one. 35, come on, go in there. Did I break it? Do I have to have the cruise in first or something?
With information.
There we go.
Give me 1 second for that clearance.
Alright, hop over here, get our performance. Chiang Mai, runway 36.
Good afternoon, Thai Air Force 611. Request I-5.
Alright, so 41 degrees. It's 22 degrees out. We're going to assume 41. Take off 1. Laps 5.
Chiang Mai ground.
139, 139, 144.
611. Request IFR clearance to Suvarnabhumi. With information, Tango.
German ground, good evening, Malaysian 773 with information Yankee requesting IFR clearance to Kuala Lumpur. Sorry, I didn't get the squawk code for Malaysian 773, please.
Thai VJ 101, cleared for pushback.
Pushback approved. Thai VJ 101. Check my ground. Red Cap 7 Papa Foxtrot on parking position gate 1. Engine shut down. You can close the flight plan now.
Red Cap 7 Papa Foxtrot, taxi to gate 1 at your discretion. Good day.
Alright, let's get that fuel truck out of here.
Gate 1. Engine shut down. You can close the flight plan.
Oh, it's burning. The APU is burning that fuel.
Good morning. Red Cap 7 Papa Foxtrot, information uniform received. Request IFR clearance, destination Bangkok, Suvarnabhumi.
How come when we came here I didn't see all these planes? And oh, okay, he's pushed back. Okay. I feel like we did. There were no planes. Maybe they were all the way down there. I didn't see them before. But I definitely didn't see this guy. Who's this? VBET.
101, runway 36 taxi via Quebec, Papa Hotel.
Oh, Vietjet Air. So that's Vietnam. You can tell by the star on its engine.
Is move the runway and taxi gate. Taxi at discretion. Close 3437 train. Send my ground. Thai Asia 3438. Information Golf.
Alright, before start checklist, flight deck door closed and locked, fuel 6.3 thousand, 4 pumps on, passenger signs on, windows locked, V2 144, heading 001, altitude 5,000 checked, takeoff speeds V1 138, V2 139, V2 144, pre-flight completed, rudder and aileron trim free and 0, taxi takeoff briefing completed, anti-collision light on. Well, we technically didn't do a taxi briefing, but we're going to push back so our tail's to the left. We want to be facing our right, even though I don't know where that guy's going though. Okay, he's going out. Okay, so we might taxi that way, one way or the other, or go down there, but we're taking off from that end. Same way we landed. Wind hasn't changed that much. There's two. I was concerned about that guy because I was like, wait a second, is he going to be taking off 18? All right. We are ready, I think. We already have our... Oh, actually, we're not ready. We have to wait for these guys to get finished. Get finished loading.
Departure, then departure runway 36, initial climb 6,000, departure on 129.6.
That's a little concerning.
1235 for November 10 Mike Tango.
TVM 0 Mike Tango, read back correct.
Guys, just want to make it good idea to always do. You should always be checking your, just make sure, because on Volanta they have BLAF, but it's all the way down in Australia for some reason. So just to double check such things.
Clearance on request. Stand by.
There's BLAF. And it's in line. Perfect. Okay. Back to map.
We are Mysterious Vision Jet at stand 2. We have information.
Did we put in our... okay, so...
We're requesting IFR clearance.
I don't know who keeps doing that, because it wasn't doing that for the longest time.
I am working on that clearance. Stand by.
Alright, let's remove the chocks.
Ground Thai 105. Ready for IFR clearance to Suvarnabhumi with information Yankee.
Chiang Mai ground. Nok 125, gate 3, ready for pushback and start.
Chiang Mai ground Thai 105. Ready to copy IFR clearance to Suvarnabhumi with information Yankee.
Nok Air 125, pushback and start approved. Face northwest.
Pushback approved. Face northwest. Nok 125. Northwest. Okay, so actually they do want us tail right, and then they'll have us go to Papa, just like that other guy. X off. Starting engine 1.
Hotel Sierra Quebec Mike Hotel. Runway 36 taxi via Papa 2. Papa Hotel.
Runway 36 taxi via Papa 2. Papa Hotel. Hotel Sierra Quebec Mike Hotel.
Chiang Mai ground. Citation 3438.
Starting engine 1.
Pushback and start up. Pushback approved.
Stay there.
3438.
I have such trouble with these. Say Intentions injects all this VFR traffic, which is really cool, but they always seem to just clutter up the taxiway and get in front of you, and it's like you're stuck in line for an hour behind little piddly planes. It's like, come on.
Sirius Tango Oscar Yankee. Engine start approved. Advise ready for taxi.
Approved, still finger.
Type engine 101, contact tower on 118.1.
Over to tower, Thai Vietjet 101.
Alright. Generator 1 and 2 on. Continuous. Probe heat on. Hydraulic pumps A and B on. Isolation valve auto. Bleed off for APU. Engine bleeds are on. We're doing flight level 350. Taxi lights and runway turnoff lights on. After start checklist. Generators on. Probe heat on. Anti-ice not needed. Isolation valve auto. Engine start switches continuous. Recall checked. Anti-skid or anti-auto brake RTO. Flight controls checked. Ground equipment clear. Chiang Mai ground. Nok 125 ready to taxi. We're a little late. About 10-minute delay here.
Nok Air 125, runway 36, taxi via Quebec, Papa 6, Papa Hotel.
Taxi via Quebec, Papa 6, Papa Hotel. Runway 36, Nok 125. Okay, why do you want me to go to... But see, now I'm... Gotta go to Papa. I can't go to Papa. Papa 6 is the other direction. I don't know why they have me... Why do you have me push back facing northwest if you want me to actually be facing south? Okay, well, we'll just go by Papa. We're not going to go Papa 6 because can't. It's the wrong direction. Silly. Silly.
Then it's filed, departs runway 36, and it's applying to 5,000, departs on 120.65, squawk 3254 for Thai 121.
3503, request push and stop clearance.
Mentori 503, pushback approved.
Roger, pushback approved. Mentori 503.
Oh, now we're going to be stuck behind this, have to wait for this guy to take off. Luckily, it's only one of them. so slow. You're so slow. Where's his wheels? Where's he going? Oh, there you go. You gonna stay on the taxiway? What is he doing? Why are you going so slow? Why are you going so slow? Oh, see what I mean? If I'd gotten out a minute earlier, 1 minute earlier.
Mentally 503, runway 36.
Now I gotta sit behind this guy.
Hotel.
What are you doing?
Runway 36 taxi via Quebec, Papa 6 Papa.
What are you doing?
503.
What are you doing? I keep stopping. Oh, what is this guy? I can actually remove him if I wanted to. That's kind of cool. Okay, I'm gonna remove him because he's being a putz. I didn't know I could do that. I could remove him. It's in a C82T. Or it's trying to remove him now. Is it gonna remove him? There he goes. Not super realistic there, but he was kind of being annoying. He was going really slow. Like, why is he going like 5 knots? Are you gonna come here? Are you gonna come here? You're playing Minecraft? Okay. Oh, now see, I have to see if they're gonna switch me over to tower, because say intentions, you can set it up to be just like real life. Like in the US, they do not always tell you to switch over to tower. Even though every time I've flown, they do, but that might be because we're a smaller plane. But I guess with the airliners, they don't tell them to switch over to tower. And then, obviously, I guess in the rest of the world, they do tell them to switch over to tower, and they always tell them to do the radio switches, so we'll see if they do anything here with us.
Nok Air 125,
yep, there it is.
contact tower on 118.1.
Contact tower 118.1, Nok 125. Almost want to say southwest. Chiang Mai tower, Nok 125, ready for departure.
Nok Air 125, Chiang Mai tower, runway 36, winds calm.
And we do have a SID. Okay. Oh, we didn't set our flaps. This is why we do our checklist.
Tango, contact departure on 129.6.
Also be nicer there, Rudder. Before takeoff checklist, flaps 5, well, it's in transit. Runway 36, clear for takeoff. Nok 125. Alright, flaps 5. Green light. Trim set.
Clearance for takeoff. Clear for takeoff, runway 36, 997.
Okay, so now you did hear there is some other chatter that you're hearing. That's just historical chatter, just to make it sound. I can't wait until they get better at like the AI. It just feels so dead, even though there are other planes here, obviously talking. They don't seem to talk as much. But it's also cool to hear other people. Makes you feel like you're on VATSIM a little bit.
All aircraft be advised, information uniform is now current. QNH 1004.
I wonder what information we had before, because it probably wasn't Tango.
Airspeed alive.
Even though they just said uniform. for the information. All right, taking off.
80 knots.
V1.
You're up.
Cruise Airlines Flight 65, picking up IFR 2 ahead. Nok Air 125, contact departure on 120.65.
Departure 12065, Nok 125. Chiang Mai departure, Nok 125, climbing 3,500. I don't think I have to say climbing, just say 3,500. I keep saying climbing. They know I'm climbing. They can tell I'm climbing.
Nok Air 125,
They don't
Chiang Mai
want to.
approach radar contact. Climb via the SID to flight level 140.
Chiang Mai departure, Thai Airport, flight level 80.
Flying via the SID, flight level 140, Chiang Mai, Nok 125. I keep saying their call sign for some reason.
Departure, radar contact, flying via the SID, airport.
Flight level 340, Malaysian 773.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Malaysian 773, good day.
Malaysian 773, contact Bangkok control on 124.5. Nok Air 125, contact Bangkok control on 124.5.
Contact Bangkok Control 124.5, Nok 125.
Smooth Airlines 84 Juliet, contact Bangkok control on.
Bangkok Control, Nok 125, 6,300.
Nok Air 125, Bangkok Control identified. Good morning, Chiang Mai, QNH 1017.
QNH 1017, Nok 125. Looking really good. Yep, so when I do flights like this, so I spent, I don't know how many, 15 minutes probably talking about upgrading my computer before, and I do flights like this where it's smooth, feels comfortable most of the time. Then I'm like, I don't need to spend the money on that, do I? So I gotta fly some more. It's almost like, but again, the point of the upgrade is so I can fly in places like America more, in my home country. Again, I love flying. I love flying all over the world, and it'd be nice to just be able to fly wherever and not have to worry about, am I going to be able to land the plane because the frame rate's gone, or is the stream going to completely collapse because there's just too much going on in a sim, traffic, whatever it is. At the same time, it's a lot of money. But it's kind of like our price is going to be lower. Like, what's the difference between upgrading today and upgrading next year.
Bangkok control climb and maintain flight level 210.
Obviously, once Cyber Week is over here, we will reevaluate because there's a few things I'm looking at. I purchased a few things already. I can still return them. Mueang has a return, extended holiday return too, so I have until like January 30th, I believe, to return these things, so I have time to kind of figure out what I want to do. I'm thinking I might get a pre-built system that comes with a 5080, an NVIDIA 5080. I'm not really concerned about my graphics card, even though my graphics card, if my CPU, right now we're utilizing, let's see what we're utilizing. Right now, I usually utilize about 70% of the graphics card. I don't want to be at 100%, to be honest. And most of the time, I can't go much further than that anyway, because it's typically the CPU, my CPU is limiting things. And so part of me wants to just do the upgrade to the CPU, but there's another part of me goes like, well, the upgrade is going to cost about this much. I can buy another thing for this much, a pre-built for this much, and yes, I have to pull back on a few things, but actually, again, the pre-built costs, like they're having the sale right now, they're having the Christmas sale or whatever, or the Black Friday sale, and it's like the pre-built is like $2,300 for a computer that they sell usually for $2,900, and if you put in like all the parts on PC Part Picker, is about $2,900 for you to build it yourself. Now I'm sure that some of the parts that I put in PC Part Picker, I picked more expensive than what they're using, maybe because they're using a slightly lower company or whatever. I don't know. But again, that's including the 5080 graphics card. And that's all for $2,200, $2,300. Whereas my current plans for upgrading my computer without upgrading the graphics card is $2,000. Because I've already bought. I'm thinking, do I really need the AMD Ryzen 9 9950 X3D? Or can I get away with the Intel i9 14 whatever that they have in this pre-built? Or could I do the AMD pre-built and get the 9800 X3D, which is the top of the line, basically the best gaming CPU.
125, climb flight level 300.
Also, it's the pre-builts all have only 32 gigs of RAM versus 64 gigs of RAM, but again, RAM is so ridiculously expensive that I probably, even on my upgrade, would probably just go with 32 gigs. And I don't think I need more than 32 gigs, to be completely honest. I've been flying all morning, streaming all morning. We're going on 2.5 hours streaming, and we've never gone over about 26, 27 gigabytes of RAM usage. Now, it's nice to have that overhead. It's nice to have that. And I'm sure as soon as I go to 32, only get 32 gigs, I'll find some reason to need 64. And I think it's more for video editing. I think it's more for that. And I haven't been doing a ton of that. I don't know if I'm going to do a ton of that. I just don't have time right now. If I ever do need to do that, I can always upgrade. When I first upgraded this computer, I only got 32 gigs of RAM also. I didn't upgrade the graphics card, upgraded the CPU, had to get a new motherboard, so I had to get new RAM, upgraded the RAM, went to 32 gigabytes. I think I had eventually gotten my old PC to 32 gigabytes. I had 16 originally, upgraded to 32. This one I had 32 initially, upgraded to 64. Now, on the progression, you think, oh, well, you should start with 64 and go to 128. I don't need that. And that begs the question, do I need the 9950 X3D, or I kind of want to get a 9 kind of card, though. I want to get a productivity kind of card, because Microsoft Flight Simulator is so CPU intensive. To have that overhead, have enough for the game, have enough for everything, and just have enough on the CPU side of things. And then take advantage of a 5080 and have enough to be able to take advantage of the 5080, where the 5080 is not sitting there going, I can't do much because the CPU is blocked up. But the goal is to be able to get the bare minimum goal is to be able to get 30 frames per second everywhere at a busy airport, landing, approach, taxiing, all that stuff. That's the goal. So if you're watching this and you have any suggestions, I've already bought the card or the CPU, the AMD 9950 X3D. Comes with the AIO cooler as well. Bought it for $700, but I think the MSRP is $600 for it, and then the AIO that they threw in was basically valued at $100, or they were selling it for $100, and so I think I saw somewhere else I could have bought the Ryzen. I could have bought the 9950 X3D for $650, but then that same AIO would have cost me $60. So it was exactly the same price. Either way, I think it would have been a little bit more buying the card less expensive and having to pay for the AIO than just getting the gift one at Mueang. So that's why I went the Mueang version. And Mueang I have, I think, until January 30th to return it, and so I'm going to do some more thinking. Do I need that? Is the Intel... I mean, I keep doing the comparisons. I keep going on it's like Nano Review or wherever you can compare your GPUs or you can compare your CPUs, and every time I compare things, like I think between the i9 14000 and the i9 or the Ryzen 9 9950 X3D, there's not a ton of difference, and I think, and then it has like a little value calculator at the bottom also based on the cost. So if you're paying $699, $700 for the AMD, and you're paying $420 or $450 for the previous generation i9, and even this generation's Intel flagship card is cheaper than the AMD one, less expensive than the AMD one, but that's not part of the build, so I'm getting distracted. Climb flight level 310. I'm like, why are we sitting here at 14,000? We still at Nok 125. I was gonna say, are we still in the sit? We're not. Let's get climbing.
Nok Air 125, continue present heading 141, maintain flight level.
Again, not a long flight, so I'm just chatting. I'm enjoying the views. Let's enjoy the views. A little bit more open area here, farmland. I don't know if they're rice paddies. I don't want to say they're rice paddies out here. Looking off in the distance would be Laos. Probably the far distance. I'm not sure how close. Continue present heading 141, maintain flight level 310, Nok 125. Dropped a few frames. I wonder if that was internet related or computer related, because that's the thing too. It's like how, but yeah, I bought the CPU, the top CPU. It's arguably at this point it's basically the top CPU, and I paid a premium price for it, and I feel ridiculous, and I think it probably is overkill, but also Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's like it's overkill for everything, but is it overkill for streaming Microsoft Flight Simulator and going into big, dense New York City, Germany, London, that kind of stuff, Frankfurt, Is it overkill for this flight? Definitely. This flight we'd be streaming, we'd be going, an easy 60 frames, 7. I mean, I probably could have it set where it's maxing out my screen refresh rate. I would guess. Maybe not. I don't know. That's kind of the test. And it's like, no matter what I do, it's going to be better performance than I have now. So it's kind of like, but I don't want to get stuck with something where then I feel like, and I always have this in my mind that it's like I can't upgrade every year. It's like you can just sell the other one. You get more return actually on your sale, but Climb flight level 350 and Nok 125. And then the question becomes, like, do I even have time to stream and fly enough to make it worth it? But I've been flying quite a bit lately, and I'll tell you, like I said, it really comes down, like, when I do, and I would love to be able to do some more regional flying too, like the regional jets, and that regional jet, like the Aerosoft CRJ leaves a little bit to be desired for compatibility with your peripherals. And so it's kind of, you're trying to turn knobs and frame rate's crapping on you because you're flying into San Francisco or something. And you know, I'm willing to spend, like, I think if you asked me a couple days ago, I think I was starting to come to grips. I was like, yeah, I'll spend $3,000 on this whole project of upgrading and just build a supercomputer that's going to make me, I'm going to be happy with for easily for 5 years, if not more. I'm not going to have to upgrade. I'm not going to be even thinking about it because I'm going to have such future, especially Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. It's like, it's kind of is what it is now. And even 2024, I think I could throw 2024 and I don't think I would lose too much. You know, now, yeah, is it going to be souped up enough for 2028? It'll probably be good enough for 2028. You know, something with the 9950 X3D and, you know. But then I start looking, I go, well, wait a second. What graphics card am I going to pair with that eventually? Because I'm, you know, if I just do the upgrade and don't replace my graphics card right now, okay, graphics card is going to limit things. Not a big deal. Again, I just want to clean up, pull more out of my system, right? But then you start looking at the graphic cards, and it's like, oh, okay. You know, if I get my mid-tier stuff, which is I typically go mid-tier, but this one isn't mid-tier. This is 60. I have the 6800 XT for, you know, the Ryzen or the Radeon AMD. And that's kind of like the equivalent. The 800s are their equivalent of the 80s. Like my first computer, I had a 1070, NVIDIA 1070, then I upgraded it. So progression-wise, I'd be going to the 9s, right? No, I'm not going to do that. I'm doing that to CPU already. I think, again, Microsoft Flight Simulator, it just seems like I'm never going to afford the 5090, the 4090, they're ridiculously priced. I mean, even if you can find a 3090, I'm not getting a ton more out of a 30. I mean, I kind of want to switch back to NVIDIA because I think NVIDIA has slightly better streaming capabilities, and it does have but I think AMD's starting to catch up in that, and they're starting to catch up with the, you know, even with the frame generation and stuff. But again, I kind of hesitate because, well, I'll get back to that.
Contact Bangkok Control on 132.1.
132.1 from time 137.
Nok Air 125, expect the Neko 3 Alpha arrival, blast transition. Descent in about 20 minutes. contact Bangkok Control on 132.1.
132.1, Malaysia 773, good night.
1 Heavy, passing flight level 175 down to 130.
Delta 1234, descend altitude 13,000 feet.
Down to 13,000, Delta 1234.
Nok Air 125, descend via Neko 3 Alpha Blast transition into Don Mueang, QNH 1014. Nok Air 125, cross Nekon at flight level 160. Nok Air 125, contact Bangkok control on 132.1.
ATC just called. I figured I forgot to tell my co-pilot to take over. Make a 3 arrival, BLAF transition descent in about 20 minutes. QNH 1014, Nok 125. I also have to contact control. Oh, did we already start descending? Oh no. Just about now. Oops. I knew they were going to call. It's such a short flight. Bangkok control, Nok Air 125, descending, flight level 340. I swear all my peripherals, the triggers are all, everything's getting a little wonky.
Bangkok control identified. Good morning.
Alright. So we didn't get the descent clearance, but if we had been talking to them, or if we had had the co-pilot talking to them, we would have been fine. How you doing, Tex Callum? Sorry, I had to step away for a little bit. Just a few minutes. Oh, we got some clouds coming back. I guess we did have clouds when we came out of Bangkok earlier. And then we got up to Chiang Mai and it was pretty clear. Ooh, you know what? I'm on the wrong descent also. Because they're actually going to give us a different runway.
Nok Air 125, Bangkok Control, crosstalk VA at or below altitude 9,000.
Dagva at or below altitude 9,000, Nok 125. I don't know why they're doing this though, because again the wind is completely the other direction. Oh, why is he saying Roger? Alright, so we got the right legs in here. There's Dagva below 9,000. Like that for now. Yeah, you step away on a short flight and you kind of fall behind. Drop the speed brake, get a little quicker descent. Hopefully ATC doesn't fly us around in random circles like they did when we came into Chiang Mai. Like here's what they did there. Oh, there you go. See, for some reason we got all the way up here, you know, coming in, no problem, and then they just turned us around. I don't know if it was sequencing or what. I'm using Say Intentions AI ATC, so it's not Volanta or something. It's just them being wonky. And if we look at our good, still recovering from a cold. I feel like I have a cold coming on, or I just always have that. Just it's kind of there. Man, this morning I woke up because we always turn the heat off in the evening because it gets a little hot. It always feels a little hot when we're in our blankets. Everything. It got up this morning. I knew it was gonna be cold because it is 6 degrees Fahrenheit, which I think is what, -15 or something Celsius. Got up this morning, inside the house it was 59 degrees Fahrenheit and 15 degrees Celsius. So it usually gets down to 6. I mean, it's only a degree colder than it was probably yesterday morning inside the house. That's probably not the way we should be doing it. You probably want to, I have to look that up. But we usually keep it pretty cool. I don't want it terribly cold, but I also, once it gets like over 70, it starts feeling a little too hot and stuffy. Yeah, we're so coming in here. So this is what got me confused, or not confused, because we took off out of Bangkok. The same thing you can see right there. Runway 21 left is what we're gonna get, and we got a 7-knot tailwind. We had a 7-knot, like a 6-knot tailwind on the takeoff, because for some reason they had us come off that way too. Like all of our, like SimBrief gave us the opposite runways for what Say Intentions is giving us. I don't know why. I don't know why Say Intentions is doing that. Why my chart not coming up? Oh, there it is.
Thai Asia 3520 Bangkok Center, roger. Thai Asia 3374, climb and maintain flight level 290.
Alright, we're gonna cross this a little high. Probably really should put a hold in, but a little late to do it now. Alright, let's get our other stuff set. Go flaps 30. I got the ILS for runway 21 left. That's gonna be 110.3. What course do we have for that? 209.
Thai Asia 3568 Bangkok Center, climb and maintain flight level 290.
Actually, I'm coming in a little too high, but they'll eventually vector me. They'll go, oh, we gotta vector you. Oop. Bangkok approach 119.1. Nok 125. I think I missed that. Bangkok approach, Nok 125. Flight level 120, descending. Actually, not 120, because...
Nok Air 125, Bangkok approach identified. Good morning. Expect the ILS Yankee runway 21 left approach into Mueang.
Expect ILS Yankee runway 21 left approach, Bangkok, or... Nok 125. Why do I keep saying, I keep wanting to say their call sign as mine. Why? Alright, are we gonna get down here? Alright, our minimum is 220.
I'm heading direct Bravo Sierra 1.
Airport elevation 9.
Then I will continue as filed. Thai 128. Climate 220, Thai 128.
And I think we're just going to... Yeah, we're going to be just a little too high. We're about 1,000 feet too high. But we'll survive. I think I forget to turn my lights off the whole flight.
MS 375 requesting IFR clearance to Dubai.
Alright, we need to be max speed. We get to Bravo Delta 111, which is our transition. It looks like, actually, it's not our transition in, is it? What is going on here?
Nok Air 125, descend altitude 5,000.
I don't want to go all the way into Bangkok. I think that's because I have that transition. I don't need that transition, so this is probably going to be our point right here. Bravo Delta 1111, 111, max speed 190 knots, above 2,600. Descend altitude 5,000. Nok 125.
Flight level 380, Emirates 375.
Emirates 375. Contact Bangkok Control on 120.
Actually, you know what I'm going to do?
Nok Air 125, radar contact, continue approach, ILS runway 21 left.
It's a lot of work trying to do the comms and do everything. Amanda, you have the comms. So we'll have the co-pilot take the comms here so that I can focus on the flying and actually doing the stuff. Oops, wrong one. Amanda, you are on the comms. So Amanda's the co-pilot.
I'm on the comms now.
Climb 3000, specters to BS10, side 33.
Now it does feel kind of lazy, like when I'm using Beyond ATC and I would always just have the co-pilot do the comms. But it's realistic. It's like the person flying isn't usually on the comms. Especially in the higher.
Nok Air 125, descend altitude 2500.
Descending to altitude 2500. Nok Air 125.
See, instead of having to call that back, I can just put that in. Alright, I am going to find our parking. We're looking at Terminal 2, Gate 45. Okay, fine. It's
Nok
not
Air
in.
125, proceed direct Charlie India 21 Lima. Descend altitude 1600 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 21 left approach.
Alright, I don't think we're going to be able to do that.
Direct Charlie India 21 Lima. Descend altitude 1600 until established on the localizer.
And you know why I think it broke is
left
because
approach.
I didn't put it in like
Nok Air
this.
125.
I think I screwed this up.
Left heading 260 and climb.
Well, see, we're right on. Yeah, see, we're way too high.
773.
We've been kind of putzing on our descent.
773, climb flight level 200.
I'm going to ask for.
Climb flight level 200, Lufthansa 773.
Lufthansa 773, contact Suvarnabhumi departure on 119.25.
Level 705 is asking what altimeter setting you have at Bangkok.
Cathay 705, you're welcome.
Bangkok approach, I-951 with you through flight level 135.
Yeah, I think we're going to do fine.
1,000 feet.
We do need to lose a lot of speed, though, once we get below 5,000.
I-951, descend altitude 9,000.
Climb flight level 120, turn right heading 1221, vector to level, then at 5.
Well, I hope you're feeling better. Hope the cold hasn't been too bad of a cold, just kind of that seasonal thing where it's just those kind of nags. I was going to say, is that Dong Mueang? I think that's the palace there, the presidential palace, or the... I always forget that there's just that thing right there.
Hotel Sierra Alpha Tango, Bangkok departure,
North side
radar
of
contact.
Bangkok.
Climb via the SID.
Let's see.
Radar contact, climb via the SID. Alpha Tango.
I need to look on Google Maps to see what that is.
Alpha Tango.
Descent to 2,500.
What are we doing here? Oh, there's that weird jog in there for some reason.
5475, contact Suvarnabhumi approach on 119.25.
Yeah, it's so wild over here when we was driving in the taxis, driving, because we flew to Suvarnabhumi from Hangzhou, China, to Bangkok, and then we had to, well, we stayed at a hotel, I think near there, because we got there, I think we got out of the airport like 3 in the morning or something. And then we had to take a taxi from there in the morning or whatever to get over to Dong Mueang on the north side for our flight down to Hat Sai domestic. And I think I don't know if we were on Air Asia. I know we weren't on Nok. I remember seeing the Nok and being like, oh, these are cool liveries. These are actually more their newer liveries from the last few years, I think.
I-103, descend altitude 9,000.
9,000, I-103 heavy.
Thai 103, descend altitude 4,000.
Departure, good evening, Thai 40, 9er.
Was it kind of a knockout cold though? Or was it just you kind of have it, the sniffles and kind of phlegmy? You weren't like knocked out completely though, right? Hopefully not. I hate that one. It's like you get the ones where you're just pounding. I suppose that's the same ones. Like you get the ones where I haven't had that where I've had to pound NyQuil and DayQuil just to get through. You know, because I still need to go to work. Luckily, I'm at a job where it's like I have very little interaction with people. Besides people in their cars, because I'm driving a truck. But you know, you're trying to not just be running, your throat scratchy and feels like crap. Like I've pounded like I've had a few days where I put in cough drops because my throat gets a little sore. You know, and I've had the kind of sniffles, and when I wake up in the morning, I always feel a little, but
2,500.
That's been too bad. See right there, that glitch. I don't think that glitch has so much to do with CPU. That's probably, again, it's probably a combination on my computer. The CPU, most of my scenery is on just an old standard hard drive, so it's gonna.
Nok Air 125, John Mueang Tower, Roger, continue approach, runway 21 left.
Okay, I think we are doing good. Just need to get our speed down.
Air 125, John Mueang Tower, wind calm. Runway 21 left, cleared to land.
Landing gear down.
3439er, contact departure.
Runway 21 left, cleared to land. Nok Air 125.
Welcome to Don Mueang. Contact ground on 121.9er.
Contact ground on 121.9er. Share 3189.
Thai Asia 3259er, contact ground on 122.5. Have a good day.
Thai Asia 3110, contact departure on 133.0. Thai Asia 356, contact ground on 122.5.
Why do they got us coming out on 12 left? We're gonna have a forever. Oh, okay. Because we're on the wrong side of the airport. Why do they have us coming 12 left? Narrower runway too. But there's the terminal, and we're gonna have to come in on this side. Then we're gonna have to taxi. I guess there's one taxi. There's only two taxiways that go across.
1,000.
Thai Asia 251, contact departure on 133.0.
Whoa. I always enjoy that when the scenery all just vanishes and has to reload right as on approach too.
Thai Asia 3375, contact Bangkok, ground on 122.5.
500.
75, contact Bangkok, ground on 122.5, good day. Thai Asia 3258, contact departure.
Yeah, you can feel the frame rate kind of going here. It's not bad. It's not as bad as New York where you're down in the teens, but we're about 20 frames per second. That's where I'm looking at my upgrade. Just to make this whole situation a little bit better. Even though for some reason I'm not noticing it as much.
Request to cross runway 03
100.
left at Sierra, please.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Can you repeat last message again, please, Alpha Tango? Ground on 121.9er.
Thai Asia 84, Victor, welcome to Don Mueang. Contact ground on 121.9er.
Ground 121.9er. Thank you, Thai Asia 84, Victor.
Thai Asia 34.
Alright, we're just going to go all the way to the end here, turn right on Sierra, so we don't have to cross the runway. So we get off at Whiskey, then we just go up and then cross at Sierra. So just roll all the way to the end. I thought I heard them say contact ground.
Thai Asia Tree 438, contact ground on 122.5.
Departure for Nok Air 204, good day.
John Wayne Tower, Thai Asia 3111 is on final for runway 21 right.
Thai Asia Tree 111, cleared to land.
Nok Air 125, contact ground on 121.9er.
Switching to ground on 121.9er. Nok Air 125.
You gonna count there?
Ground.
Okay.
Nok Air 125. Morning. We're clear of the runway and ready to taxi to the gate.
We just landed, Luke. Yep, just landed. Oh, you can't hear.
Nok Air 125.
Can't have your volume.
Mueang ground. Taxi to terminal
Yeah, you can see we just landed.
845 via Sierra. Hold short of runway 3 left, then Charlie India. Have a good day.
Alpha Tango, contact tower on 118.1 safe flight.
Glad to have you here. Yeah, please give me if you haven't already subscribed over there on YouTube, give me a subscription there on YouTube, and you'll be able to catch our streams and check out all the old ones. Southwest Airlines, there you go. Yeah, we're gonna do some eventually, hopefully, do some more virtual Southwest Airlines flights, but again, those tend to be in more busier America where it's harder on the computer. And I need to do a little upgrade on that. Amanda, I have the comms.
Thai Asia 3374, read that correct. Contact tower on 118.1 when ready for departure.
You've got the comms, Martin.
Dong Mueang ground, Nok 125. Can we cross runway 3 left?
Thai Air 907, Don Mueang ground, taxi to parking via Alpha Charlie.
Yeah, but they're taking off on 3 left, so they're... See who's over there? Thank you very much, Tex Callum. Yeah, it should... Usually it should have a alert that pops up when that
Nok Air
happens.
125, cross runway 3 left approved.
But, like I said, I have to... This stream was just getting back into doing the streaming. I need to, I gotta get some things fixed. Figure out Stream Elements, if I even want to use Stream Elements anymore. I'm trying to figure out a bunch of that stuff too, and
Please release parking brake and remove all
get alerts and other cool things we can do. Oh, something just popped up. There it is. You just subscribed. There it is.
Ground to flight deck, cleared for engine start in sequence.
I think I turned down how many faces emotes explode there, because I know it used to be like ridiculous amount. Or maybe I didn't, and it's fine when it's one person, but if it's if I get raided or something on if I get raided on Twitch, and I have just, first of all, you get all the crap going on for the raid, and then you have people just subscribe, following left and right, because that's what you do at a raid. You follow the person you're raiding, whether you ever watch again or not. It's always good to just leave a follow. And that was causing, luckily I wasn't like on final approach or something, because that probably would have crashed me into the ground, because the stream was struggling with just trying to play all the alerts. Can we turn off engine 2.
Diamond Yankee Kilo Lima. Say again, please.
Yeah, I used to do primarily, it was like a world tour where I was flying from, just a major airport in whatever country to another major airport in the next country, and then from there to the next place, and trying to get to every country. I think I still have like 5 or 6 places to go. I never finished it 2-3 years ago when I kind of got off of streaming. So those last few flights will be popping up, and I might just start flying around the world again and doing that some more, because it's really fun, because you get to go a lot of places you never think of going. But then I've also been doing a lot of just different virtual airlines, especially Star Alliance. I get to fly to all kinds of weird places. And then I do a lot of Southwest virtual airline flying. But as I said, that's always I mean, the United States tends to be harsher on the frame rates. I mean, we're kind of not getting the greatest frame rates here at Bangkok either. And this is the small Bangkok airport. But this is typically how it is at most places in America. Just because there's all the photogrammetry, all the scenery, all the traffic. But, okay, where am I turning?
795, ready for push to start. On Mueang ground, KD-71, good morning.
Okay, here's India.
KD-71, King Air, request IFR clearance to Chiang Mai as filed.
Nok Air 172, contact tower on 118.1.
This is kind of fun doing I've never really done the turnarounds before on stream, and it's kind of fun to just go back to where you started. I always thought it could be kind of boring, but it's kind of cool because you're like, wait, this is where I was this morning, and it was dark, and now it's middle of the day.
Nok Air 125, cross runway 03 left.
I streamed all day the other day, Sunday. I don't think that's going to fly today. No. Yeah, I'm going to go eat and get some other stuff done. Maybe work on the stream a little bit. But we have the, got to check in with the baby doctor. Did I miss the gate? I did. I missed the gate. What am I doing? What am I doing? Gate 45 is right there. I am not paying attention is what I'm doing. Such a professional. I guess I could have gone in gate 32 in a pin. Oh no, it's full too. I'm like going 43. Okay, next one's gonna be 45, and then suddenly it's like, nope. Okay, turn. I swear I don't do it. Like when I'm not streaming, I typically have no problem taxiing properly. And I always have problems taxiing because I get distracted by something and then I miss my turn. Even though a lot of these airports, the scenery, they actually have decent markings. Yeah, I just wasn't paying attention at all. It's always a good idea to look at, if you don't have, it's a good idea to look at the charts, know where your gate is. Again, the great thing about real life flying, or at least if you have a co-pilot, great thing about co-pilots is they can help you look for things. Go, hey, here's the gate. Hey, you missed the gate. Well, that's probably the downside of having a co-pilot, is that if you screw up, then they call you out on you screwing up. And the upside is you shouldn't get lost as easily. Really? We're just stopping way out here? Oh. Oh yeah, there's the Boeing 737 one right there. Oops. I didn't realize they were that accurate, because usually they'll just park you wherever GXX wants to park you.
Hotel Sierra Bravo Charlie Juliet, give way to the Thai Air Asia ahead.
Give way to the Thai Air Asia A320. Hotel Sierra Bravo Charlie Juliet.
All right.
Thai Air Asia 175, contact tower on 118.1.
Call up. Let them know we're ready to deboard.
Mentori 360, runway 21 right taxi via Hotel Charlie Echo.
Runway 21 right taxi via Hotel Charlie Echo.
I didn't do this last flight, but check out our stats for the flight today. Ashton Bethel, thank you for the sub. Thank you very much. My tentative plan, I scheduled this one. We actually got in and I actually did the stream. There's times where I schedule streams and I just never show up because I oversleep. Tentative plan right now is on my days off. I work 5 days a week. I work 60 hours a week if I'm working 5 days. I work 12-hour days. But my plan is, and my day off, I usually have Sundays off, and I usually get another day during the week off. My plan right now is days off, the night before my day off, so after my 12-hour shift, I'm done with work, and then next morning I'll have off, right? I'm going to try to stream that night, probably 7, 8 o'clock. We'll see. I wanted to do that last night, but it was kind of, I was trying to get that stuff done, so I didn't stream last night, but we'll see. All depends on if my son will let me stream, if my wife will let me stream. It kind of depends on how they're acting. Sometimes it's like, last night it was like, okay, you guys go to bed. I'm going to be up until like 10. Not a big deal. And my son just kept getting up and running up, and he just couldn't sleep. And then in the morning, the next morning too, if I'm not exhausted, maybe stream at 6 in the morning. It feels like kind of weird to try to stream until 10 at night or 11 at night and then try to get up and stream at 6 in the morning. But I'm going to try to figure out where the sweet spot is, which one works better. Because I want to get some streaming in, get it be a little bit more consistent. And we're going to work on also planning on upgrading the PC, so hopefully the stream and flying in Microsoft Flight Simulator will be even better. We'll be able to really go anywhere at any time, because I tend to try to avoid going to busy places. Even this Bangkok one was slightly busier than I would like to go to, but I'll go to Bangkok. I'll go to like Asian places, but it's like New York, London, Los Angeles scare me to death because the frame rate sucks on landing going to those places. And it makes it hard to land. It makes it hard to do things. You're jerking around like this, right? But anyway, so thanks for the follow. Thanks for the sub. I like to blab, as you can see. But let's look at our stats. We're on time. We were 10 minutes late, or 9 minutes late. Look at that, perfectly 9 minutes late, which is surprising. And I think that's the actual scheduled time. Yeah, the actual scheduled time was 8 o'clock, 8:05 local time, and we got off the blocks. We got in. We were 9 minutes, and we were late on the first flight. And so we did our turnaround. We did a nice snappy turnaround. We were only 7 or 9 minutes behind, and remained 9 minutes behind. They didn't, you can see our flight path. They didn't screw us up at all. Actually, I was planning on coming in to the VOR and then going back out. That would have added time, but that wasn't their plan, thankfully. So block time, 1 hour 14 minutes, 54 minutes. That's only 20 minutes. 20-minute turnaround, yeah. Flight time 54 minutes, so a little bit shorter than our flight going up. And of course, I'll show you our flight going up right after this. 134 passengers, 344 miles, landing rate, nice decent landing rate right there. Not bad at all. Actually, I want to check that previous flight. It says we were on time, but you can see we were 14 minutes late technically, and then we were 25 minutes late on arrival. And you can see we even added time because we had this weird, we were coming up, we're following the star, and then they're like, we're going to vector you in to the RNAV. And I'm like, why are you sending? I literally called up right here and said, why are you sending me back to Bangkok? Can I get vectors to the final? And there we go. That one we had a little bit more firm landing rate, 1 hour 5 minutes, but again, probably would have been maybe shorter because I don't know which way, I can't remember which way the wind was going. We had quite a bit more distance, 380. But there you go. Enjoyable flight. hope you enjoyed it. We're gonna try to just want. I thought, didn't we deboard? Why is the gate not out? Whatever. Take a nice little view of the airport as we come out. Yeah, I remember that right there. Taking the taxi, going on had the elevated road. You had the elevated rails.
Ground Thai Air Asia 3251, taxi to the ramp.
Thai Air Asia 3251, taxi departing via Oscar Mike Charlie Alpha.
I was so disoriented because when I think of this airport, I always think that when the airport on my left, I'm facing north, but you're actually facing south. And then Savarambi is way over there. And yeah, we stayed over there, and then we had a taxi all the way through here. And man, those guys, they'll fly in the taxis. But I will say it's a more enjoyable ride in Thailand than in China for taxis. But there you go. So I have no idea when the next stream. Well, the next stream will be possibly Saturday night, possibly Sunday morning. We'll see what I can do. Sunday morning, if I do a stream, I'm going to try to have a short flight. It'll be hopefully a shorter stream than this because Sundays get busy too. But hopefully I can get up, knock something out, and hopefully I'll see you guys there. So thanks for coming in, Tex Cali. Thanks, Ashton. I know I had a couple other follows and stuff. If you, thanks for the follow on YouTube. If you also are on Twitch, go for a follow over there. I stream to both. Most of the time I stream to both, but sometimes I stream only on Twitch. So if you want to see some more streaming, sometimes I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to stream to Twitch. I'm just going to hop on and play. And like I said, we're going to stream when we can, and we're going to try to eventually set up a consistent, like, hey, it's going to be most Sundays or most Saturday nights, whatever. So thanks for coming along. Hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you next time. Take care. Happy flying. Be good.
Pushback and start up approved call for taxi.